Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your geographical location. It's nice to be here again today to discuss issues that's affecting the great nation called Nigeria and how we can help to salvage whatever is going on. Again, I send my greetings to you. Greetings from Dr. Rudolph as well too. So hopefully it will pop in at some stage to give his own take on this matter. But before I go on the main topic today, it's going to be part of the main one of the discussion we're going to have today. Prior to the former president, retired Major General Buhari left office, he signed into law the electricity bill amendment allowing states in the country to license, generate, transmit, and distribute electricity. So please, I'll put it out again later on. Let me know how your state governor or government is performing in this regard. Patrick Pius, thanks very much. First to be here. Thank you, and well, I'll give you an award for that. So you're welcome on this evening program. However, there was a comment out earlier around 12. By Glory Igwe, when she said, in every tribe there is a competent person. So find competent people from each tribe to represent that tribe. Okay. I'm a little bit the discussion is within the context of the present day Nigeria and how we've fared so far. There is no doubt that we have competent Nigerians on the ground and abroad. But so far, even with this competency, or they are competent, we've not seen any change so far. No change whatsoever have we seen. Is that a rhetoric question? No, it's not a rhetoric question. If you read the description of this evening program, it's as a result of the reshuffling of the president. I mean, the reshuffling of his cabinet, and even after screening, before they were sworn in, which has, I don't think this has ever happened in the history of Nigeria or any nation as well. Good evening, Ine. I will come back to you. I'm fine, and hope you are fine as well too. So that's kind of I mean, we've seen it over time, but this was on a different level. Why the sudden change was as a result of pressure of the Niger Delta wanting their own person. And is Abubakar Momo not fit enough to be Minister for Sport, Youth Development? Or what is the basis beside bowing to ethnicity? Because if we look at it from every angle, some will come and say, oh, that is discriminatory against people in his age, that they cannot hold such an office because they are not youth. And if we go by the saying that we're all young at heart, so it kind of bring this issue back again, that we need to start to put things into context. We are talking about ethical behaviors now, even among ourselves, because for we to start calling out the president and his hypocrisy and the decisions he made we also have to look at ourselves as well too, and that's the only way we can get things right. Again, I'm fine, and hope you are fine as well too. And I hope you are having a great evening over there. So this is our comment section broadcast today, where your comment, your questions, your comment will be highlighted, your questions will be taken, and every opportunity or every chance will be done to make sure I answer your questions and weigh in on whatever you put out there. Also, those in the comment section also. Be prepared to answer some questions that other commentators or those who put comments there will throw at everyone. So it's not just for me only. According to Christine says none of them is competent. None. Christine, if you can please kindly shed more light into this. Into this. I don't know if you're a female or male, but into this your comment that none of them. If Wike, the ones I know their name, Wike, Erufai didn't make it, Kiamo, the few former governors there. Please shed some more light on it as to why you said none of them is competent. I would greatly appreciate that if you don't mind. Provide triggers for evolution. Shouldn't all appointments be made on competence as well as a demonstrated track record of achieved outcomes in a specific discipline? The answer to your question is yes. That is the way it should be, particularly in the present context of Nigeria, where we've had, this issue over and over and over and over again. And as long as we keep drawn into this issue of ethnicity, it ain't going to take us anywhere. But at the same time, we also need to look at what are our values in our ethnicities. Definitely, we value competence. One of our values is competence, honesty, be truthful. Those are the values. So we share the same value regardless of our ethnic background or what our affiliation to any. So why then do we so much focus on ethnicity instead of getting the right person who will do the right job and turn the country around? So provide triggers for evolution. The answer to your question is yes. That is the way it should be. Nothing more, nothing less. No sentiment or anything. I seriously wish to have a conversation with you. I left my number last time for you. Okay, I'm going to put my number on the... you know what? I'm going to take your number. Just I don't want to put your number in the public but if you're comfortable in doing that, then that is okay. If you're comfortable, I will put my number. Yes, I would love to have a chat with you as well too. So I will put my number. You know what? Let me put my number. I'll put my number out there for you in the public gallery. So don't worry about that. You save your number. I will put my number there. Just give me 2 seconds. Let me call it up. I don't know my number off heart. So I'm going to call it up. Then I'm going to put it out there for you to see. Just give me 1 second. So I seriously, okay, we're still back. We're still with you. So here is my number. 44752 788 795. So it's also my WhatsApp number. So that's it. It's out there in the open. So you can give me a call. Don't worry. You save your own number. I put it out there. So you don't worry about mine. Let anybody see as much as they want to. So back to, let me get the next comment. I apologize for this. Okay, this very lovely. Okay, come on, don't do this to me now. Okay, So I'll go back here, then probably go back again. So okay, so you said again that none of them is credible or have any integrity. Our eyes are all on them. Thank you for this. I really appreciate this. All our eyes on all of them, not just on the judiciary alone. Hashtag all eyes on the judiciary. We had this conversation, I think, on today's Tuesday. We had this conversation on Sunday night into Monday morning, where it was a very serious debate where people were saying all eyes on the judiciary. No, not just the judiciary. And I did raise an argument that all eyes on the Labour Party legislators in respect to the 2 million and the 70 billion palliative that was given out to them, that they are the eyes of the people, the eyes, the ears of the people there. They are riding on the horse of Peter B based on integrity, transparency, accountability, fairness, and equity. And where Senator Eyibo came out to say that, the 2 million token is as a result that they've not been paid 3 months' salary. Now, can any of them come out and say, indeed, they've not been paid 3 months' salary? And if they've not been paid 3 months' salary, why should that 2 million be a token? Why should they not use it to pay them their salary? So these are the issues that was discussed on that day, Monday night into Tuesday, into Sunday night into. So all eyes on them. Hashtag. I'm going to put the hashtag out now there. Mr. Thank you for the studio background. Very lovely. Thank you. Last time my background wasn't good because I had to change due to some emergency. So I am going to put the hashtag there out now. So share this hashtag to everyone and anyone you can share it with. So where is this again? Hashtag recall. So that is one out there. Then hashtag vote them out 2027. So the next hashtag is hashtag vote them out 27. So vote them out 2027. So these are the hashtags that will come. You will be seeing, we'll be promoting, or I will be promoting, including I will have a word with Dr. Rudolph. So those hashtags are out. So back to the issue on ground. Competency. That is what we want. That is what will take the country around. But like I said, I've often argued that the citizen has more role to play in respect to this. If we look at the Niger Delta and the development there, nothing so far. This issue of ethnicity is across the board, but I just decided to raise this issue of the Niger Delta house. Now you got the man you want. Will you get what you want from this man? Your guess is as good as mine. So the issue of electricity, I stated earlier that before Buhari left, he signed into law the electricity bill. Okay, how is your state governor or government faring in this aspect? The reason why I ask this question is the state governors were quick to jump on the palliative issue. 5 billion has been allocated to each state governor or government. But how about the issue of electricity bill? If you think your state is your state governor or government, the electricity there have improved, please kindly give me a shout. Give us a shout on the studio. Let's highlight these things. If indeed they are performing, the focus must not just be on the federal only, because we tend to feel focused on just Tinubu government. No, he's not the only one in the government. So that's the executive. So how about the state government? I would like to know how your state is faring in regards to electricity. is the governor, because Governor Soludo was very vocal in this palliative issue, to the extent he said, the database, the integrity of the database has not been tested. Some people must have died and their name is still in the database. So, but they don't say anything about the electricity bill that was passed. Nothing so far have come out of that. So here again, Mr. Provident, Provide Trigger, I think the focus on ethnicity is a bit myopic, as it is not based on universal values, and certainly it is not pan-Africanist for sure. I will go further by stating it's an indication of thinking. Now, in the context of Nigeria, I don't think that is a myopic, because we've seen issues of ethnicity, tribe divide us. They put it before us just to divide us, and we'll ride on that horse when they bring this issue up to us. So, if I am not competent as your brother, why would you want me to occupy a position that at the end of the day is going to destroy or bring destruction to the system, just for sentiment's sake? It doesn't make sense. So in Nigeria, it's not the case that we don't have competent people. We do, in fairness. But we are not seeing the result of these competencies due to what? Due to corruption, number one, due to tribalism, number two, ethnicity, religious issues, which, for crying out loud, hasn't taken us anywhere. So we, the citizens, now the focus to me is on us, the citizens, not on those in government, because those in government will do whatever they want to do. But we, the citizens, we have a greater responsibility. Now, I have, there's someone who often argue that putting security in place is far better than working on the economy, okay? But over time, I look at this. If for security to be put in place, such as nuclear power, the armed forces and everything, this is the government's responsibility. And we don't have such government in place right now that's going to do that. But what we, the citizen, can do is to be good citizens and perform our duty. And I will come to that. I'll speak further on that. Again, to you, Provide Trigger, at a micro rather than macro level. Okay, fair enough. Electricity, do you have a link? Yes, there is a link. However, okay, maybe I am going to make an exception. The purpose of this is for those in the comment section. We sit down here every day to talk. We don't give attention to those in the comment section. So this segment was launched last week to highlight those of you in the comment section who cannot come online, maybe due to one reason or the other, but prefer to pass your views and questions in the comment section. If I post this thing now, the focus will still be on those because I will still be highlighting what they say in the comment section for those in the panel to weigh in. Because, like I said, this segment is dedicated to those in the comment section, and I will appreciate if we stick to that for now. Now, I'll post the link, then you can come in and Liberty of Mason Jua, by your name, I can have idea. Emmanuel Okala, Christian Chukwu, Wosu, Aloshos, Atuegbu, Samuel Okparaji, Humphrey Edobo, Segun Degbamisa, etc. Did the nation proud, not on ethnic basis, but on solid competence. That is absolutely correct. These are our sportsmen that we have mentioned, just like the Falcons in Australia. They did us proud, and I think we should follow their footsteps and just do right in other areas as well, to follow their footsteps and apply it in other areas, in government, in governance, in everything, not just in sport or in football, where we don't really look at ethnicity. Because if the Super Eagles or the any Nigerian sportmen or women are out there, we are all behind them. We put aside that ethnicity. We are now looking for competence from them. We don't say, "Oh, Odegbami is a Yoruba man. That's why he has a bent leg, or that's why he missed that penalty, or that's why he should have chased the ball." No, we look at how good they are on the field. We rate them based on their competency. So, and that is what I think we citizens, or not think, I argue that we citizens should start to do henceforth, because we can't turn the country around if we continue in this angle. Truth be told, yes, we have our unique ethnicity and culture. We can showcase it forward for growth purposes, not for any other thing, not to divide, but what to unite us. According to Patrick Pius, I think the court should have finished all cases regarding the failed election before all disappointment from this government. Well, what court case are you referring to? Are you referring to the 2022 election tribunal between the Labour Party and INEC and the APC? Please, could you clarify which court? Okay, regarding February election. Okay, thanks. Sorry, regarding February election. Actually, the argument is the inauguration or the swearing in of the president shouldn't have taken place at all. That has always been the argument until every matter has been resolved. But since the president has already been sworn in, nothing can stop anything again. That is just the truth. The only thing that could have stopped it if the president has not been sworn into office May 29th and put everything on hold, or maybe have an interim government, or we just leave my brother from another mother, Buhari, in place until such time that this court case is over. But since the president has been sworn in, it's logical for every other thing to take place. You are insistent on this link. Okay, I will make an exception in this regard. So I am going to post the link. Okay, give me some few minutes. I'll come back to you. Let me take some few comments, and I'll come to you. I promise you. We'll post that link. You want the link? I'll give you the link. But let me take some few comments, please. Somebody is asking me, is that your number to Niger? This is not to Niger, please. Ine asked for my number, and I decided to put it out in the public forum. So don't worry, my number and my phone is well protected. But even with that, if you hack into it, sorry, you will not see shishi inside there. Anyway, so I have put it's for Ine, please, purposely for Ine to put to give me he or she requested for my number. So I'll post the link in there, please. Just give me something. We want to engage electricity. Have been a long current. Okay, you know what? Let me put the link out there. Okay, so just give me 1 second. The link will be out there now. Come on, let's do this the way it should be. Let's practice Control V. So there is the link. I have posted it, so feel free to come on the studio. And well, it's taking long to come on. Okay. Let's see. So you must have gotten the link by now, and I will be typing, don't worry. Let's stick to your rule. Now, listen, there are exceptions to the rule. If you want to come in and talk, but like I said, I'm gonna give priority to those in the comment section. That is the purpose of this. But since let me, while I can recognize those of you in the background, just give me some time. Please, why is the Nigerian court not fully independent? I've noticed whenever a Nigerian court passes a judgment, the Nigerian government must have the final say. These are the things we are trying to fix. But like I said, to turn the country around, is down to us, the citizens, to turn this country around. Because you know what? If you look at the leaders, it's the same people we've been having over the years. They've recycled themselves. And you know, when you recycle a material over time, it will become completely useless. There's nothing you can do with it again. So that is one of the problems we are facing back in the country. Welcome on this broadcast, and I appreciate you coming. And the focus is on the topic. At the same time, I am going to highlight those in the comments in the comment section for those of you in the panelists on the panel or the panelists to weigh into it, as this is, I don't want to ignore them, please. So welcome BT, Nelly. Oh, Madam Nelly, I didn't realize it is you. You should have just said you're Madam. I know you as Madam Nelly. If you said this, then no, you cannot. No problem. You are welcome on the show, man of prestige. You are also welcome on the show. So, okay, you know what? I am going to yield the floor first to Madam Nelly. Madam Nelly, the floor is yours, please.
No, I was typing. I think you were looking at two places. So what I was saying in the YouTube, you were not getting it on the right time, but it's okay. I said the reason why I was requesting for the link is that I'm not so good with just typing. I like to speak, So, but I said it's okay. I'm going to follow your rule. If your rule is to kind of cover the people that are on the chat, I will abide by that rule. But you didn't see what I said.
No, I saw it. I saw it. So, but like you said, the rule is not a rule that cannot that I believe in some cases there are exceptions to the rule. So, however, I will be highlighting comment for those on the panel to weigh in, because like I said, we often come here every time. We don't pay much attention to those who comment in the comment section. They are equally important as man of prestige or any other person. So you free to weigh in first of all, what you want to say.
I was typing also. I've always said there is no way as a human being that you're going to expect anything good to come from a rotten fish. You cannot expect that. If Tinubu cannot be trying to or pretend that he's going to do the right thing, you can never do the right thing, especially if you're not telling the truth. And everybody that has come in with Tinubu's wagon, they number one, you're going to notice that they don't have compassion to start with. They have no integrity. So when we're talking about competency and integrity must go together. You could know what you're doing, but what we need today in Nigeria is not just only competency. You also need integrity, because somebody is competent in doing something, but then meanwhile they are smuggling the money or doing the wrong thing. It still wouldn't work, because what we need now is to really show compassion to human beings. I mean, I don't know if before you came in here, I was with Rise News and I was listening, and they are now sharing the so-called palliative to cushion the fuel subsidy that they removed. And then you're taking a bag of rice and you're throwing it on people. So how many people are going to grab that bag of rice? And how many people will not be able to grab it? And also that you're giving them a bag of rice. And maybe it's a family of 10 or a family of 8 or a family of 6. You give them a bag of rice. What are they going to eat that rice with? So again, you could see there's no compassion here. None of them has any compassion. And people like Fabio, you are talking about, why do you need a bulletproof if you're doing the right thing? Who is willing to kill you anyway? So again, when we're saying all these things, I keep reminding people, humanity is the key. Is the key. And again, I don't care whether somebody is an Igbo, whether you're Hausa, whether you're Urobo. I do not look at all that. And that's why also at the chat, I said, especially the youth, I think we need to go back and relearn what our parents and these ugly politicians have taught us. We must base everything that we do on a humanistic principle. Anytime you have a position, always think of the human beings that you're serving. You can't be only thinking, oh, okay, I have a PhD, and then every other person is not a human being. No, your fame, your money, all those things doesn't equate to a human being. Everybody is a human being. Every time I come on platforms like this, I always, if I have an opportunity to speak or whatever topic that is going on, there's an image in my head that will never go away. I will go to my grave with that image. And it's not the only image I have seen. It was a young boy, I think this boy, 8 years old, that was killed in Lagos many years ago. Why? Because they say he stole Gary. How much? He didn't even steal a bag of Gary. And they put a tie over his neck and they burnt him to death. I saw it in the YouTube. I will never forget that little boy. Why? Why will people do that? So again, none of the ministers, the Senate, none of them is worth anything for me. None of them.
Thank you, Madam Nelly. I liked Chioma comment, which is buttressing what you just said in respect of the bag of rice. I saw the video of the women catching rice being thrown at them. Disgusting. You see, this is the problem. A bag of rice ain't going to solve our problem, one at all. These are the governors who particularly Governor Soludo was very, very vocal in respect to this palliative, that it should be given to them. They will go down to the grassroots, they will gather database, and they will know how to distribute it. And now look at what we are experiencing. And unfortunately, the people will go for it because I don't know. Man of prestige, can you please go ahead, please? Thank you.
I was muted. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning and good afternoon over there. So sorry for the one I'm talking. You know, we had a hurricane and an earthquake simultaneously. You know, 2 days ago. So things are not really smooth over here in terms of flood and other kind of things. You know, impending our driving and some other things. You know. But that notwithstanding, we are alive. Thank God for that. You know, we didn't sustain any kind of death or any kind of. We have damages, but nothing serious. Okay, thank you very much. I just want to pass that. You know, this happened in Southern California and San Diego, where I live. So, having said that, let me dive into Nigerian politics. I think the subject of today is the appointment not based on ethnicity, tribe. It should be based on competence. I completely agree to that. It's about time, we jettison the idea of appointing, political party based on tribe, religion, and some other things we do, and nepotism. That's wrong. This we are not getting anywhere with that method of appointment. And that has been the doom of Nigerians. We have a lot of competent people in Nigeria. I'm talking about millions, thousands, because we are well educated people, but everything is not about education. It has to be antecedent, and your character to do something. Those are probably the most plus. We have millions of educated with the highest level in anything. Look at Emefiele. He's probably one of the most educated people. Look at it. Go and read his pedigree from University of Soka to Harvard to University of California, where I am right now, Columbia University, which is, and some other business school, he even went to, but look at where he put our country today. I'm not saying that he's the only one but did it, but come on, he's the central bank man. So he would have given a good monetary policy. But what he started was good, but people don't really realize that he meant good at the first time. But having said that, the problem of Nigeria, the nepotism, is very, very bad. We should appoint people with competent, to rule in every ministerial appointment, not based on ethnicity, not based on tribe or something like that. And this is killing us. The more we get away from that, Nigeria will be a better place. And I think what Tinubu should do for now, he's the president. I'm going to give it to him. So let's wait to see what the tribunal is going to do. So I'm not keeping hope on that, but I hope they do the right thing. He should prioritize things and appoint people that he believes that will do the right thing. It doesn't matter if they come from majority of the tribe. I know we have what we base. We have to appoint minister from each state. Yeah, that's probably good, But the main good position need to be based on competent, And the competence is not just you're going to leave that person there for 4 years. You have to give them a go. Say within 6 months, just like if I'm working right now, the place I'm working right now, the people that I manage, I have to give them a go, for them to complete their project. I'm not going to give them infinite date, that say you have to do this within a year. No, I'm giving you just 1 month or 2 months. But in case of Nigeria, 6 months should be the maximum should be given. If you don't perform, mind my voice, I'm still getting nobody where I here. If you don't perform, you remove the person. It doesn't matter what kind of qualification the person have. Give them a deadline to perform. 6 months is enough. 2, 3 months, if you don't perform, you remove the person and bring some other person there. This should make people think about, just staying and become a lame dunk in a particular position. Just go there, because they want to embezzle the whole money. It's just like, I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying this is what he's going to do. I like it. I think his name is the one that Minister of Mining and Sports. Look at what Minister of Mining, right? He was saying yesterday that he requested for that position because people was thinking that he's going to be a communication portfolio. But he requested for that position because of what he's capable of doing. He doesn't have any kind of pedigree when it comes to mining or whatever. But I'm not saying he's not going to do good. But the point I'm trying to learn that the reason why he's probably not taking communication position, this is just my own opinion, because he wants to go where the money is. You can't get the money for just being a minister of communication like Lai Mohammed. No, you don't have access to money. Maybe after when you finish, like Lai Mohammed is right now, he was able to get a position, what I forgot in the company. It's an international company that he was able to get a position. Yeah, that's the benefit of that kind of position. But as of now, the most of the position you may lobby for is where you can benefit, more. That's what I got from Dele. I like it. I may be wrong. He said he specifically asked Tinubu for that position. It's not that Tinubu think that he's fit for that position, and he was given that position. But I hope he's performed. But mining is where the money is. You can always say, government, give me a budget of 1 billion and I'm going to perform. He can siphon at least half of that. This is how Nigeria make money. There's no doubt about it. But talking of the ministry, I feel like I've stated before, has to be based on competence. The ministerial appointment is a mixed bag to me, in my own opinion. And I have some issue about some of the positions. I think my main worry is the one I don't really like the most is Wike. People may say, he built bridge flyover, like he claimed. He said, I didn't just build one bridge. I didn't just build one flyover bridge. I built 1, 2, 3, 4. He make it up to 12. I don't know how many bridge or flyover he built. But those kind of things, we Nigerians, we cherish what we are calling mediocre achievement. In America, where I am, building a bridge or flyover is the minimum bar. Is what expected. I don't have to go there, if my road is bad, because where I'm living in La Jolla here, we have an impeccable road. Very impeccable. I mean, you can't even see a bump of road because where we are, where we are here, people don't take nonsense. They pay their tax. If there's any little hole, just to say a little hole, people in my community be calling them the next day, you know, and they be coming to fix the bomb. So that's what you pay your tax for. So when we can claim we have built flyover, that kind of things, people are saying, yeah, he has done well. That's the base minimum you expect from them. I don't know why people so clamor about people that build flyover, whatever. Yeah, you have to do that. But what is their human capital index, where beside the flyover, which is nothing to me about all those things. Sorry for this. I mean, that should be the most important thing. But anyway, talking about the ministerial position that was given, in my opinion, that's not what we need in Abuja. Abuja already have all the bridges, flyover, a lot of infrastructure that's needed in that area. What we need is a federal character. You have to have somebody who can, who can come here, an intellectual, who can come here,
Well, we lost.
I'm here. I'm back.
Okay,
So,
man of prestige. Just give me 1 second first. I just quickly need to highlight something on the. I think just give me 1 second.
okay.
Yeah, I will come back to you. Let me see. Uh, Madam Nelly said something in respect to the issue of Alake in the comment section. I think she's trying to clarify that.
Yeah. Man of prestige. I just listened to Arise News and had a video on that day that they were being sworn in, the ministers, and this word came directly from Alake. Maybe he's speaking from the two corners of his mouth, but what you just said was not what I heard. What he said, and which Rufai actually addressed it, and I like the way that Rufai addressed it, because I think we Nigerians, whether we are abroad or we are at home, we really need to be awakened and be able to really collect the right data. He said that he was given that portfolio because, number one, it's an important portfolio, and who else is it going to be given to but somebody that Tinubu trusted so well? And the way Rufai said it, Rufai said, okay, then, so which means you're telling us that the other ministers are not being trusted by Tinubu. So he's saying that it was given to him because it's something that is so big and that Tinubu, he's the one most trusted by Tinubu. That's why he was given that. Not even because he has the competency to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Man of prestige.
Hold on.
Sorry, you said something earlier that triggered something in me in terms of if in 6 months' time they didn't perform, we should get them. That's a very strong point you made. But let me take some comments, please. Give Wike a chance. It seems very disciplined and strict in getting things done. I I don't. Madam Nelly, will you want to weigh? Madam Nelly, will you want to weigh in on?
My darling Choma, please. Please don't, please. No, Choma, please. Let's not be gullible. I mean, Choma, please tell me how disciplined do you think that somebody that rigged the election, somebody who rigged the election, somebody who is breaking all the rules in his party, and that you're telling me that that person has discipline. Okay. Another thing is that, did you see the bragado behavior that Wike was displaying. Okay, you want to demolish houses, you want to demolish things, you want to stop the keke napepe riders, you want to stop all the motorcyclists in Abuja. You haven't even collected data. So is it a vendetta? Are we mixing vendetta with discipline? Because you can't just start demolishing any house that you see without you collecting data. And also, if you're going to demolish these houses, wouldn't you compensate them for something? And then he made other insinuations that if you have your CFO of a land that you bought and you haven't started developing it, he's going to take away the CFO and give it to somebody else. Okay, are you going to reimburse the person their money? Or somebody who has been building for so long? What if somebody is abroad and the person working so hard with all the traumas all of us are going through in this diaspora, and the person has not been able to find somebody in Nigeria who is going to finish this building? You just destroy it just that way, or you sell it. I mean, I keep saying about humanistic principle. You must consider human beings. They didn't just go and pick up this land and started building. They paid money. So at least compensate them. Even here in diaspora, sometimes some people's houses are being demolished, but then they will write notice, they will write letters, they will call people. Even where I live right now, there's a little space, and I've been here since 2003, but there's a little space somewhere. They sent everybody that lives around here a letter that they were going to use that space to build something. Is that not respectful to human beings? You know, no, giving Wike a chance. I think Wike is an alcoholic, because all I saw is like somebody talking rubbish, egoistic, and narcissist, bipolar, personality disorder. That's all I saw with Wike. And I really have big compassion for him, and I'm really sorry for him. But there's no discipline here. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Madam Nelly. Madam President, I'm going to highlight two comments for you to weigh in on. Remember, I'm going to highlight two comments. I just put this one on to buttress what Madam Nelly just said in terms of narcissism that provide triggers for revolution. Now, Chairman, Madam Nelly has weighed into your comment. So I need you to, because your comment that she weighed it in, and the next comment I'm going to highlight appears to be a bit contradictory when you said, let's give Wike a chance. Now, this is the first comment for man of prestige. Provide said, I agree, at minimum, African men in position of leadership need to learn to love their people and next generation to come. Then Choma went further to say, this is second comment for you to weigh in on. All the intellectuals we have, yet nothing is getting done. It's not about intellectual, it's about passion to serve your country. So, man of prestige, can you weigh in on those two comments, please? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm glad the way the panel is going today. We are interacting with the people on the chat. It's a very, very good formation you are using. I enjoy it. So everybody can interact, Yeah, let me weigh the first one about what was the first one? I know about Chioma one, The first one was what was it again? Remind me. Not the Chioma one.
Yeah, it's love for the people. He said, okay. Let me go back.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry. Yeah, definitely. If you could, I think the problem Nigeria is having, they don't have the love for the people. Definitely, we're not patriotism. I'm probably included in that, in that area. We're not patriotism by no means. If you're taking a position and you love their people and you have that compassionate, in order to develop your area and the people matter, yeah, there's very, very good incentive for you to do better. Not just going there to siphon the money, because if you are there for your own self and for your own selfishness or something like that, you're not going to do anything. You're only there for your own pocket. And this is what has been very paramount when it comes to Nigerian, place orientation. We are lacking in that area. We have not been able to do anything. And let me go further to what Mrs. Nelly said when we was talking about Dele Alaki. Yeah, exactly what you said about Dele Alaki. I didn't watch that. But the one I watched yesterday that I enumerated here was, I think it was after the nomination or whatever, and that he came out, somebody was asking him, or, what's he going to do now? He was unequivocal and said that, he lobbied for that position. I heard it from his mouth. He said he loved for that position, and to feel like he's competent, to do that position. I'm not saying he may not be competent, but the narrative the way he was narrating it, like that's the position he wants, because people are knowing him as a communication guru. So people expected him to be in the communication area, but that wasn't what he wanted. So he specifically said he lobbied for that. So even after you lobby for that, and the president, the commander-in-chief, feel like you're not capable, he shouldn't give it to you, not because you lobby for it or whatever, nepotism in that form, he's going to give it to you. That's the part I'm driving from. He may be good, because like somebody properly stated, it's not because you have pedigree in that area, or like Kioma properly stated, it's not about intellectual. That's exactly what I said earlier. It's not about intellectual. Like I said, Emefiele probably has one of the most qualified, pedigree when it comes to academic, and he hasn't done well. We have a lot of academicians in Nigeria. I mean, look at in USA where I am right now. We have the highest degree. Even we have comparable. I think the highest master, comparable for any other nation in this country. So we are well qualified. I mean, nobody around me that I can think about Nigeria around me. I think the lowest degree, the people that I know of, is just having a postgraduate, a post degree, master degree. So in terms of education, yeah, we do have it. There's no doubt about it. But it's just, what can you do? What can you do for your country? That has been the problem of Nigeria. So I'm not jettisoning whatever the two commenters say. They made a very good comment, but there's a caveat in that. What are we capable of doing? What do we want to do for the country? Are we capable of producing? Not going back to Nigeria, say hiring or people from here to go back to Nigeria and perform or do something. But the problem is that when you get there to do something, the orientation of Nigeria is very, very pervasive. You're gonna go there and join them and behave like them or something like that. It's just like when I was there, the guy that I went to school, UCLA with, I mean, the guy was in finance, a finance guru, has a very good company. Just because his sister was married to Atiku, this is their youngest brother, I think, I don't know if they're still together right now, I think Atiku made the wife, it's an Igbo woman from Onitsha, they met in Maryland. But the younger brother that was me went to school here with a good job or something like that. He left his job. So I'm going back to Nigeria. I said, what did you say? Yeah, he said, I'm going back to Nigeria to get a piece of the pie. You see that mentality? Somebody with a good, a good accounting job. He just left his job, and left his wife. I mean, go with his wife. His wife is an American. He just left to get a piece of the pie. Since that time, I've not heard from him. I don't know if he's still in Nigeria. So I'm just going to show you the mentality. He told me, I'm going to get a piece of the pie, because he has a man, Atiku, that was vice president at that time. So we need to change that mentality. If you want to go back to Nigeria and try to work for a good living and make. He can even take your accounting job, because he has a big accounting firm here in California. But he jettisoned that and went to Nigeria. Why can't you transfer that accounting firm in Nigeria and become something? I mean, like his sister, has a law firm in Abuja at that particular time. I don't know what, if they are divorced right now or whatever. But that's the problem I'm talking, the orientation of Nigeria. Even at all, you have all that intellectual pedigree. When you go to Nigeria, you're going to behave like the Nigerians. And if you don't behave like Nigeria, you're going to join them and still doing the same thing they're doing. So we need certain kind of orientation, try to change our mindset anyway. So it's going to be, we see how that happen anyway.
Yeah, it will happen. Welcome, Chinoya. Before I come to you, Madam Nelly, Chioma responded. I'm going to highlight two of our comment.
Okay.
Trinitron, I'm going to come to you. So, Chinoya, what we're doing today is we're highlighting comments for those on the panel to weigh in on. This is a new segment. It's different from where we have the panelists talking. The focus is on those on the comment section. For initially it was not for anyone to come on the panel, but now he has taken a different shape, which makes more sense. That is how we get to improve and learn. So, Madam Nelly, I'm going to highlight two comments Chioma made. I think is in response to your first. She said, Wike seems to have a bit of passion for his state. And secondly, she said he tried in turning around the state infrastructure. Could you kindly weigh on those two comments, please? Thank you.
Electricity. Can I finish my comment on Chioma and narrative on that? Just a minute.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I thought you finished. My apology. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, because he said that Chioma was making it sound like Wike has performed to a certain level. Maybe I don't know if it is to her own satisfaction or whatever, But I'm coming from a different angle about the ministerial appointment. When I said you have to appoint the right people that will do the right thing in that particular position. I'm looking at Abuja specifically. Abuja doesn't need a builder. Whatever your claim that Wike is there for infrastructure and everything, maybe to demolish people's property, like he so claim, but they need to be compensated, like Miss Nelly properly stated. It has to be done the right way. Like he doesn't have the data, and he's proclaiming about demolishing people's property. You don't know the property you're going to demolish, and he's talking about dismantling all those Malu that travel all over Abuja. Yeah, that's true. But my main point I'm trying to say is that Abuja need an intellectual. They lack the character of an institution of a federal capital. Look at Washington D.C. That's what kind of character we need. And Wike doesn't have that kind of pedigree. He's not an autocrat. To transform Abuja to that level. Abuja already have everything that Wike is going to be doing right now. So that's the point I'm saying. I don't like it in my own opinion. It needs somebody, an autocrat with with a broader mind of the world. This is what Abuja needs. Abuja is not Lagos. Abuja is not Lagos. Lagos is a commercial, a commerce city. So maybe he can perform in that area, building and some industrial whatever. That's not what Abuja needs. So that's my main point. I have a query about appointing Wike in that area. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Chinoya, before I call Chinoya, we've lost you. So, Madanela, I'm going to highlight Chioma's comment again. Number one, she said Wike seems to have a bit of passion for his state. Two, she said he tried in turning around the state infrastructure. In the present context of Nigeria, okay, yes, infrastructure is okay, but do you think Chioma is right in this argument that he tried to in turning around the state infrastructure? The floor is yours, Madam Nelly.
Okay, Chi, my darling sister, please, and I really like, because what we're doing here is dialogue. And I'm not going to sit here to tell you that I know everything that has happened in River State, where Wike is coming from. The question also that I want to ask, and Chi, if you have an answer to this, please let me know. When we talk about this infrastructure in River State, do River State, as we speak, did they have 24 hours light? Because that you put a flyover for me and there's no electricity for me to get the kids to school, I don't think that's enough. Kudos to him though. But again, that he put flyover, don't forget, Wike did not build any flyover with his own man-made money. It's your money, it's my money. So it's like you're asking somebody to do this work. Where you live right now, if you need to change the roof of your house, you pay somebody to come and change it. If you need to change the water heater, in your house. You pay somebody to come and do it. They're not coming into your house to do it with their own money. So you expect them to do a good job. Just like when we go to work, we finish our work at the end of 2 weeks or 1 month, whichever way the system works, they pay you. So Wike, whatever he did in River State, he's doing it with our money. But again, this infrastructure that you're talking about is the 24-hour electricity. Is it there? That's the number one question. I really do not think that Wike has that passion for his state. And if you have passion for your state, why did you rig my vote for who I want to vote for? Again, let's just look at all these things. I don't hate Wike. I don't even know who he is until this election started last year, and towards the time the election was conducted. His behavior is not something. If Wike is related to me or he's my father, I would have shun him out and said, Dad, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Again, if he wants to do anything in Abuja, first of all, he really needs to collect data. What is it that the people want? And also provide people with light. I'm not asking him if anything is sitting where it's not supposed to sit, that you shouldn't move it. But all I'm saying is that you must compensate human beings. You cannot, just because you have power, you just demolish things and because you think you have the power to do it. Look at even the way he was talking yesterday. You don't talk that way to people. And then people were there clapping for him. We cannot do this. Human beings comes first, regardless. Regardless. That's all I'm saying. So his behavior is not a behavior that is proving that he has compassion for nothing. No, I disagree. But if that's how you feel, that we should give him a chance, who is me? He's already there. He's already there. So whatever that I say, but I know that if I'm present, I'm going to say, Tinubu, you stole somebody's mandate. Just give it back. Nothing is working. Nothing is working at all. Nothing is working. Again, to add something, if you're telling me, when we were talking about competency, and I keep saying to you, competency has to go together with integrity. I mean, do you know that some people are in the hospital right now? Why? Because they went in Abuja, they went to demonstrate peacefully. So the chief of police or whoever, the head of the police people that Tinubu just elected, why will you sit down there and allow people to beat up people to the point that somebody is wearing a neck brace in the hospital? What did the person do? What did the person do? You know, because you can do it, because Tinubu says to you, go and stop people, or whoever gave you that instruction. And these police people who were beating these people, what if they're related to you? Will you beat them that way? To the point that somebody is in the hospital. I don't understand what we are doing. I really don't. And that's why I keep saying that if the fish is rotten from the head, please don't expect it to be good towards the tail.
Yeah, let me buttress on what she said a minute in reference to Chioma, because I'm looking at Chioma commentary here. She said that he's better than some of other people. You see, this is the problem with our mentality when it comes to Nigeria. You know, yeah, I don't know if Chioma has been to River State. I have family in River State, and the last time I went home in, we used to spend about 6 weeks in Nigeria, which was during the Christmas. Came back in January. I spent about 2 weeks. I'm from Owerri, which is few miles from there. I spent about 2 weeks in Port Harcourt. Yeah, there's some mediocre flyover in my own opinion. Maybe the place I'm living, in California. I mean, maybe that's why I'm seeing it that way. I mean, everything I saw there is mediocre. I don't know if he has built about 100 flyovers since that time I left, but he said he built about 12 flyover. So everything I saw is mediocre. Yeah, it's okay, but it's not about building flyover. What is his human capital development in there? Not just infrastructure. That doesn't mean anything. It's just like Ebony State. Ebony State is one of the poorest states in terms of human capital development. But when the man he was there, he built some infrastructure, built some of the, I don't know what kind of airport he built with all that kind of, I don't know if you have seen it. The airport looked funny to me. I don't know, regardless of what kind of money he put there. But let me go back to River State. Because what I noticed when I was in River State, and Mrs. Nelly properly asked the question, do they have 24 hours electricity? The answer is definitely not. 100%.
No, man of prestige, you are not to answer that question. The question is thrown at Chioma. Actually, I wanted to ask.
Well, I don't think Chairman has been there,
No,
but I
no.
needed to give him because I'm privy to that information.
Well, okay, listen, man of prestige. We have to engage those in the comment section. So
Okay.
I also want to buttress that. I want to put that question to
let him come in and buttress that. Then I will give her my point of view because I've been there.
No, she's in the comment section. So Chioma, Madam Nelly, also I am also including man of prestige as a knowledge of it, but we are pretending or we are acting as it. So she asked a question: is there a 24-hour electricity in place in Rivers State? That's question number one. Question number two: yes, we can build some structures or whatever it is. Is there a plan in place to maintain this structure, a continuity to maintain this structure? Now, I'm going to take some comment. Triniton said, incredible to see some comment. You would think these people live in another reality. Please, Trinton, if you can flesh your comment out a bit, we will greatly appreciate it. I think Tone M is buttressing your point, man of prestige, but I'm not 100% sure. He said, let's be objective. Abuja has a structural plan. So, Tone M, I don't know if you are buttressing man of prestige point in that there's nothing Wike is going to do. The Abuja is already it's already planned and everything. So please, if you don't mind, kindly shed some more light on this. Okay, Triniton said again that all the allocation Wike got, how much did he keep to himself? Building flyover is not different from other than other object. That is buttressing your point and Madam Nelly's point. Now, I would like to weigh into Wike's behavior during that election period. In all honesty, it's one of the most outrageous behavior so far I have seen. You are in a party. In fact, this ministerial appointment confirms that indeed he sold Rivers State to APC. And so what do we now expect from such a person? So his behavior is nothing to write home about. In that, and I know during that time, some obedient, those who support P2B, were excited that he's throwing PDP under the bus. I think I did mention at the end of the day in one of the channel I was, Niger Delta. Listen, you may applaud this man that, but there's no guarantee that he's going to give his support to Peter Obi. It ain't going to happen. But also, for applauding him, you are encouraging the most stupendous behavior I have ever seen in my life. So it's one of those things. Tony M said again, if this declaration was made by LP minister, we will applaud him. What declaration are you referring to, Tony M, please? Could you please remember, this is for you people, those in the comment section. Then Madam Nelly and Choma said she's going to join we'll join you on the panel. So it's going to be an interesting thing. Choma is coming. Choma, we look forward to having you. Please come on, but remember, I'll be rushing through this comment because few have come in. So Lemis Leo said at Chioma, why did Wike not talk about hospitals because Abuja did not have even one good hospital and public school. Okay, Choma, there are a lot of questions. I wish you could come on the platform. You've opened a can of worm for yourself. I cannot. Man of Prestige cannot. Madam Nelly cannot answer those questions for you. Remember, this is about people in the comment section, please. And Choma, please, we earnestly waiting for you to come. And when you come, we will take this question again. I'm going to start this question, and when you come back, we will take it again. Then someone says, Choma, why did you? Okay, we've come down. Then someone said again, who is this? Hold on, this thing is not showing. The plan of the city of Abuja has not been followed truly. So I don't know what do any of you understand what Tone M is saying in this regard?
I think maybe he's saying, Tone, you need to come in. You're always on this panel. Maybe he's trying to say that some of the plan that was laid out, probably when Eru-5 was did, which I think did a decent job, has not been followed properly. Maybe he's thinking, I'm just implying, I don't know what you mean by that. Maybe he's implying that if we can come in, he can follow through and complete the plan. I don't know if that was Tone is implying. Tone, can you clarify that? Hello?
Electricity, you're muted.
Sorry, I apologize. I told you need to flesh this thing out so that so that the panelists will be able to weigh in. Remember, it's for those of you, and I want to thank Madam Lely and Prestige for making me to see the other side of how interesting it could be when we have panelists on board and we highlight this thing and you guys weigh on it. Thank you very much. So going forward, I will have panelists here and we will have the only focus on the comment section. So, Choma, we are waiting for you. We are eagerly waiting for you. Tone, we need more clarification from you, please. And Remis Leo, I didn't watch the full video of the press conference. That was Choma. Again, double, I don't know what that means. So we're expecting Choma. In the absence of any other comment, I will yield the floor to Man of Prestige to continue. Then we'll go back to Madam Nelly until we have comments again. When Choma comes on, we go back to the comments, the questions that others in the comment section ask her for her to wait. Choma, please, we are dying here for you to come on the platform. So, Man of Prestige, the floor is yours, please. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think let me weigh in on Tone, because he's tried to clarify his commentary that he made earlier. According to him, he said, I'm talking about his plan, on demolishing illegal structure and restoring urban plan for the city of Abuja. So that's what he's actually talking, Okay, that's all good, but there's not a lot of illegal houses, plan or whatever, compared to other states, in my own opinion. I've been to Abuja, several times, that I went home. Having said that, yeah, there's some illegal, structure that is there, he may want to demolish it, but that shouldn't be the predominant, thing that he has to do. That's not the most pressing thing in Abuja, in my own opinion, right away. But if that may be the case, he wants to follow that lane. There's nothing wrong about it. But you need to compensate them. Look at what happened in there's something happened. I think it's in Ogun State or Chief State. I've forgotten what it was. Some certain kind of mining was discovered in somebody's farm. Do you know how much they're giving the person? $100. $100. And the company that's supposed to occupy that mining and make money, guess how much they're going to be making? They're going to be making about 400 and something million. That's how much they're supposed to be making profit. And you're giving this man just $100. So, he took them to court. Of course, he was, there's a lawyer that represented, the people that own that farmer, I think they ended up paying him about 140 million or something like that, which is a little bit reasonable. Yeah, close to 140 million. But initially, they are compensating him. The government was trying to compensate him $100. What is that? So this is what I'm talking about. Like Mrs. Nelly properly stated, if you're going to do that, compensate the people properly. You're going to demolish their house, They pay a lot of money. Just don't go there, and compensate them a penny out of dollar. That don't make no sense. So that's the proper way it's supposed to be structured. Just don't come there, and behave like you are the bulldozer or whatever. Start bulldozing people property. That's not the proper way to go. Those properties or business people build there. That's their lifetime, livelihood. You need to compensate and say they can go another way and establish different business or something like that. Whatever you want to do there, just you can do it. Because I think Wike, in my own opinion, has this mentality like, I'm the Alpha and the Omega. If I'm doing all this, it's going to benefit the country. But if you look at Port Harcourt or River State, where he come from, has anybody asked, the IGI of Port Harcourt? After Lagos, Port Harcourt is, River State is the second. So not because you make a lot of money and you build a little bit of things, people will be cheering you. That's what people don't realize. Port Harcourt make a lot of money. And we can, siphon a lot of that money, but build some for them. Yeah, it's all good, but some state doesn't have that much money to siphon and build. Look at a state like Ebonyi State or Katsina. I think Katsina is the poorest state in Nigeria, where your so-called Buhari, come from. I mean, they don't have that much money. Maybe they will siphon a little bit. They don't have much to show for building or whatever. I think Ebonyi State is one of the examples. He borrowed a lot of money. Go and look at all those infrastructure he built there. It's not anyone generated by the state because they are very good in agriculture, I think rice or whatever. They don't have, their IGS is one of the lowest. That's why they're one of the poorest states. So whatever he built there is borrowing. So which is good, if he can pay it back or whatever. So that's the point I'm trying to talk about. Wike, you're giving him too much credit. I'm not saying he's not okay. He's okay about what he has been able to do, but based on what? Based on just like Tinubu when he was in Lagos. Lagos make a lot of money, half of the country combined together. But what did he do? But that's a story for another day. So let me stop.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Madam Chioma, Madam Nelly, I beg your pardon. There's two comments that appears to be contradictory, but you're going to weigh on it. But before I highlight this comment, one person, Remy, said at Chioma Wike is on Colos. I've been hearing this word Colos. I don't know exactly what it is. So, what is Colos, please?
I believe maybe Colos will be like somebody who has a mental problem. That's what I would think it is. But
it's on something. It's not. Yeah, I don't know.
Like somebody whose brains are not in.
Okay, I don't
know.
Yeah,
but Chioma, you're commending him. How are you gonna say? How are you gonna say this on Colum when you think he did a good job, Chioma?
No. It is Remis that is telling at Chioma Wike is on Colos. Now, Madam Ine, these are two comments. The first one is, aside from Wike's coming from Tone M, it provided further clarification. Aside from Wike's unreasonable rant, I think he got this right if it is going to carry out objectively. The second one is it the same politics of vendetta? El-Rufai demolished structures of perceived enemies when he was FCT minister. Wike would take it from there. Madam Nelly, can you weigh in on that to comment, please? Thank you.
Well, the first one where Tone was saying objectively, aside from Wike's unreasonable rant, I think he got this right if it is going to carry out objectively. Again, objectively is a huge thing. You need to explain further. What do you mean objectively? Is it what? Because if you're saying objectively, first I say to you that whenever you get a job like this, you need to collect data. You don't just go and start demolishing houses. And the way he was talking is not the way a respectable human being should talk. You will say that you and your team, you're going to look around and see if there's any building that is obstructing a place. Maybe there's a place for a road or electricity or something. You don't just, No, that's not. What do you mean by objectively? What is that? Okay? And demolition all these things. Is that what is going to, somebody also mentioned earlier, that is going to build a decent hospital? or that is going to make sure that we have constant electricity. Let's all start from this electricity, because if there's electricity, there will be so many things to do. There will be so many things, so many jobs. It's going to create a lot of things. Let's have electricity. That's what I keep saying. All right. So when you say if it's going to carry it out objectively, what do you mean by that? I'm not saying that.
Sorry for interjecting you. Tone M, please, before Madam Nelly finish speaking, we need you to clarify further. What do you mean by objectively? Madam Mayor, the floor is yours, please. Sorry about that. Thank you.
That's fine. And again, if you look, when people are talking, guys, you see, that's why I cannot wait one of these days, and I know that we all here, we live in different places. I'm here in the United States. I live in New Jersey. But sometimes I feel like, is there a way for we Nigerians to have a forum, face-to-face, not to be on internet, to really talk, all right? Because are you going to say because I'm quarreling with you, then I will hurt you because I have power? I'm not going to do that, no matter what. And I have personal experiences that I do not retaliate whatever anybody has done to me. Not to even say that you are elected to do something, and we need to have hospitals. We need to take care of our citizens. That's what any elected official will be doing. Because if I was in the Senate and then Ababio said what he said, a token has been placed in your bank account. Be honest with you, I would have stood up and said to him, what do you mean? There are people that cannot even eat. You know, with the media now, you get to see things. I saw a woman in Oka. She was sick. She's about 80 years old. She went to the hospital. I'm looking at the doctor putting an IV on this woman with no gloves, nothing. The doctor didn't even clean the skin before puncturing the skin. You know, that's an infection right there. And after starting that IV, 3 days after that, that woman died. You know what? I'm not going to blame the doctor because he probably didn't have gloves, something as simple as gloves. But then if Mwike is sick, or if Kayamo has already secured a house here in America, meanwhile, he's the minister in Nigeria. Why coming to United States to secure a place while you're the minister in Nigeria? And then when you're sick tomorrow, you fly into United States. I don't understand. I'm telling you, I will continue to hammer on this humanistic principle. And man of prestige, I hear what you're saying, that whenever we go there, if we can't beat them, we join them. To be honest with you, I will never join anybody who is doing the wrong thing. I will opt to die than to do it. I will not. I will not join them. They will have to fire me. And I will probably, with every credential that I have, I will not be scared or humiliated to go and start selling oil, red oil, in the market, rather than to join them. I will not join them. You know, and all of us must learn to stand alone and speak for justice, especially for humanity, regardless. And that's why if we get the right person up there, then every other person that follows is going to think twice.
Thank you, Madam Nelly. At the start of this broadcast on the issue of electricity, I put out the issue that prior to Buhari leaving office, he signed into law the electricity bill, whereby allowing states in the country to license, generate, transmit, and distribute electricity. We are still waiting for Chioma, but I said, if anyone know how to tell us how their government or governor is performing in this regard of electricity. I've not heard anyone in the comment section, because all they are clamoring for, they clamor to take over the palliative from the federal, and they got it now. They are throwing bag of rice at people, which is one of the. I've not seen the video, but I believe I'll get to watch it later on. If I have seen it, I probably would have downloaded it and I play it on here. But it is a sad. How long are we going to continue in this pattern? And Madam Nelly, I will take your point where you said it would be nice if we can meet together one-on-one. I think I will work on that, and I will see how this will happen. It will be very difficult given to the geographical location that we all are. But I will say this for the record, that one of my greatest desire is to see that country change. And I believe I will go any length to see that change. Because where I am here right now, honestly speaking, I just look at myself and I said, I'm not better than people back at home. And regardless of the issue of, the Westerns are the one responsible, racism and this, I recognize this, but nevertheless, we got here, we're still able to make something out of our life. Even some of us that some of us that we are not this, we don't have this degree, be able to go to Columbia University or Harvard University. Well, the basic one we have, we're still able to even get a job. We were able to get a job, even if it's security. You got a security job, you're able to pay your bill, you have electricity, you're able to send your kids to school. And these are the environments we want to see how we in diaspora can help. Going back to what Man of Practice said in terms of, if they did 6 months and they did not perform, we should start to take them out. And that is in respect to what I have always campaigned on, which is section 68, 69, and 110 of the Constitution, which is recalling this, our legislator, because I strongly believe if we get that aspect of the arms right, I think every other thing. Akpabio it's just, I don't know. Olumide, sorry, welcome to the platform. What we are doing at the moment is we look at the comment, we weigh in on comment, what is written on the comment section there, and I just give those in the comment section priority. So Tone, welcome as well. You are the one. I didn't know you had the Tone that has been in the comment section. Thanks for all your comments. So what we do is, going forward, initially it was only me, but I didn't realize that, okay, now that Madam Lelia, my Man of Prestige, came in, then I liked the comment for those on the panel to weigh in. At the moment, we are waiting for Chioma, because she threw.
I think you need to keep your eye on the comment. She asked you to send the link again. You did not respond.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Let me send apologies. I didn't realize that. Apologies for that. I think I must have missed it. So because the last comment, okay, the new comment. I apologize for that. Sorry about that. So let me see. I think the new comment. 1 second, please. Provide. Oh, sorry. There's another comment coming. Provide said this. He said, where is it again? It is Che Guevara who said as follows: at the risk of seeming ridiculous, let me say that the true revolutionary is guided by a great feeling of love. It is impossible to think of a genius. Well, I think that let me leave that for Olumide. You just join in. We lost Man of Prestige, but I think he's still there. Sorry. You are still there. Olumide, can you weigh in on that comment that Provide Trigger just highlighted, please? Thank you.
So,
Uh,
on what premise is he making that statement? I'm not. If I have to think in the context of the statement he made, I really don't understand. But because I was going to weigh in on some other issue you guys raised earlier on.
okay.
So,
I'll come back to you then. Does anyone wants to weigh in on what Provide Trigger for Revolution said? Tone or Madam Nelly? Tone, you're muted, Tone.
Okay, I came in order to clarify what you guys. It seems you guys not follow through my thread of thoughts. Because I've been under the weather, so I can't talk much. When I finished clarifying this, I'll go background again and rather type for today. Right. What I was saying is, I'm one of the biggest critique of Nyesom Wike. Okay, I think the man is a madman. He's crazy. But then again, they say when madmen speak, sometimes they say the truth. Okay, I think for this one, he's got the right as long, but there's a caveat to it. Okay, there's as long as he does it objectively. People are talking about what's happened in the past when El Rufai uh, was going after his enemies and all that. If as long as he doesn't do that, the man has not started. Please, let's give him a benefit of the doubt. We're talking about health. We're talking about electricity. There are a lot of issues throughout Nigeria. In Abuja, there's an issue of transportation. There's a whole lot of issues. He cannot do everything at the same time. At least he has started with this. This is the one that he has chosen to start with. So I think criticizing the man is totally. I think we're not being fair, because if he was an LP man that's done this, I know that a lot of people will be hailing him. Oh yeah, that's man of action. That's the kind of person that we need. I know that we're not being fair. If this man can follow through these actions objectively, because I tell you, last year I was looking to purchase a property in Abuja. I was this close, and I found out that it was an illegal structure. It was going to be an illegal thing, and the guy told me I shouldn't worry. It will never come to the fore. Blah blah de blah de blah de blah. That I shouldn't just worry. That's what he that's what the person says. I said, listen, I don't do illegal thing. This money is a lot that I'm going to invest. Besides, I don't live in Nigeria. I mean, if I lose that kind of money, man, this is the kind of money that I put together about five working years of my life, and I worked my ass off. I cannot afford to lose that money. He said, no, 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 guy, you these people uh, from uh, from London and all that. American people are more proactive. That they spend money. I say, okay, that we're so tight, that Londoners are too tight. I say, yeah, let me be tight. And I pulled out of that deal. Now, guess what? One or two people that have got properties on that strip have been, their properties have been marked for demolition. Even before Nyesom Wike came, it's been marked for demolition. So I'm just laughing. So please, let's give the man, let's applaud the man. This is how we're going to start effecting a change, regardless of his party bias. We know the man can be crazy sometimes. He does some crazy stuff. I know that he talks anyhow, but I think he just spot on. I'll give him 10 over 10 to this for being bold, because for you to effect a change in Nigeria, you have to be bold enough to take the bulls by the horn. You don't care who's how do they speak that English? I'm not with my English language today. I'm just regardless of whose ox that you go, is it? Yeah, that's right. So he's not the minister. He's not the minister of power. He's not the minister of health. There's somebody responsible for health and power. That is their specialty. He is the administrator of the city of Abuja, and he needs to do the correct thing. He wants things done properly. There are a lot of illegal restaurant lying on where there should be parks, and people don't see anything. It's like it doesn't matter because it's Wike. So what? I don't care. It's if he's doing the right thing, I will give the man 10/10. That's just what I'm about, you know. Hi,
Tone,
Chioma.
Can I say something a minute? Just a
Tone,
minute.
now,
Let me say something a minute about what Tone just said. This is just my opinion.
Can we hold on 1 second first?
Just a minute. Just before I lose
Hold
that
on.
thought.
No, Prestige, just hold on 1 second. Give me a moment. Tone, we wish you a quick recovery. Thank you that you still came on despite your ear. We have our Honorable Chioma on the platform, right, on the panel right now. We've been holding our breaths for her to come, and now she's here. Before I yield the floor to her, I would like to highlight something here. Someone said, what happened? Where is Madam Echo? Actually, I spoke to her last week. She's fine. She's well. She just decided to take a break from Nigerian issues so that to calm herself down. So I spoke to her last week. I gave her a call. So she's good.
Electricity in front of my, because I've been in bed all day. I couldn't even walk today. In front of my said that sounds me right when I'm always on Dr. Damage's trying to carry all the headache and load of Nigeria that is going constant. I don't get it.
So she's fine. Now we have Chioma here. Olumide, you say you want to Chioma, I believe you'll be, can you hold on for a while so that Olumide Wayne or Olumide, do you want to allow Chioma to
Can I make my point before Tone get away? Just 1 minute.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll be here.
Yeah,
I'll be
Chioma,
here.
so
I'll do a
nice to
lot of
have you on
listening.
the
I'll be here.
platform.
When I'm Prestige, I'm here. I'll be listening more rather than talk.
Okay, let me just make this point a minute before I forget. Yeah, because you are countering what I said. I'm not criticizing Wike about what he's capable of doing there. I'm coming from a different perspective. It's not about Wike. We know his pedigree or whatever he can do. I'm looking at it from a different narrative, not about the infrastructure, how he's going to develop Abuja. I'm looking at it from international perspective. How to be of a different character. Which I think the Abuja is lacking. About that kind of Washingtonia, Washington in America, what that city stands for, when it comes to international or foreign relationship. That's the angle I'm looking at it. So I just feel like Wike is not the right person in that angle, not about what he can do to Abuja. Okay, I just want to clarify myself. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Sorry, Todd. I think Wike came into the equation not necessarily that he is the only one being talked about. I believe Alake was highlighted, Kiyamo was, and everyone was. It's just Choma raised it up in terms of which Wike is passionate. He did some infrastructures. And that was why the focus was on Wike. And I think everybody highlighted different things, including myself. And I said his behavior during the 2023 campaign and election is appalling as far as I'm concerned in terms of being in PDP and everything, and him getting the ministerial position clearly confirms that we can safely conclude that, yes, he sold, he rigged Rivers State for APC, and there's no evidence to that, but we safely conclude. Olumide, let's give Chioma the floor to present or to defend argument. Chioma, the floor is all yours. Thank you very
much. Before she does that, I just want to say, wow, she's prettier than comments. She's a lot prettier than a comment. So,
Chioma, you can see.
You're married, man, though.
Oh yeah, yes I am. But I will still, you say something nice, you will still comment,
There's nothing wrong with that, Olumide. Nothing wrong with that.
All right, Chioma, the floor is yours. Thank you for coming in.
You're muted.
Thank you, guys. Okay. Thank you, Electricity. Thank you, Olumide. How are you?
Yeah, we're fine. I'm fine. Thanks again for coming. And if you can speak a bit louder, that will be highly appreciated. Like I said, we've been waiting for you. If not, we would have closed. I would have ended the broadcast, but it will not be nice. So now that we have you, I believe this broadcast will we get at least 10 million views by the end of today. Thank you. I yield the floor to you.
Okay, so basically, I agree with what everybody is saying, especially Tone. Just because he's weekday doesn't mean we cannot acknowledge the little things he did for River. So we should give him a chance so we can see what he can do in Abuja. That's all I'm saying.
Why did he say that? What kind of why are you coming with that narrative? Just about giving him a chance. What make him more qualified than other people?
His enthusiasm. I mean, he's passionate about River. And just based on the press conference he had, I didn't watch the full video, but let's just give him a chance, because compared to other politicians, he's actually trying. So we have to acknowledge that, just a little.
Okay, we're gonna interrogate you on that. We're gonna interrogate you on that. I hope you are ready for that.
This is why I don't come on. No, you're not.
It's okay. You are here right now. You might as well take the bullet.
Because not many people online. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
Not many people online.
We're gonna treat you right as a sister, but just take the bullet, okay?
No, I'm not. I belong in the comment section. I'm a rascal there.
Well, before you go, Chioma, I think Madam Nelly, because I'm a man of prestige, I'll come back to you. I think Madam Nelly will like to say one or two things. But before you say, Madam Nelly, before you speak, give me 1 second. Let me quickly highlight something. What's this? Tone. Okay, Trinity, as long as it's done without bias. Tone said, I already said that. Someone said, maintain man, Wike is the motor park minister in Abuja. Okay. Another person said, Tone M, why even allow people to erect illegal structures and demolishing them at a cost? That is a very valid point. We will come back to that later on. Trinity will come back to that. That's a very valid point you just made. At Tone, do you know that Abuja did not have good healthcare, good public schools, water, and transportation? Now, we will come back to this comment. We have other commenting that are coming in. Chioma, you said we should give Wike a chance, just like any other minister, because if we are going to give Wike a chance, then we equally have to give every other minister a chance. Are you suggesting, based on your argument, that Wike did more? Are you suggesting that others in his time, like Kiyamo, like I can't call their name out, did not perform at all?
It's not that they did not perform, but Wike has a record, at least. We can see what he has done. Whereas the others are just corrupt. You understand?
Right. Let me ask you.
Hold on, man of prestige. Nelly, go ahead. Madam Nelly, go ahead.
Chief, please, can you give me 2-3 things that Wike has done? I already know you've already mentioned probably the flyovers. What else?
The infrastructure, the roads, it's not as bad as other states,
Okay, so
doing a good job in construction. Mm-hmm.
So the roads, and the bridges or the flyovers.
Yeah, you've already mentioned it before I even came on the platform.
So I don't think that he's the only one. Guys, what I'm saying, and can I also respond to what Ton said? Ton, you are so lucky that you were able to pull out of that deal. I want you to also understand what I'm saying here. I'm not advocating for people to go and get illegal places to build a house or to start a business. What I'm saying is that obviously somebody is selling these lands to them. And again, you are really locked out because they have duped so many people. So many people. Even I have an experience of somebody that bought a land from the Ministry of Lands in Enugu in 1998. Ministry of Lands. This was not something from an ordinary human being on the street. This is from the Ministry of Lands in Enugu. And this individual paid 598. Okay? And the lady that sold these land, she collected the receipts and everything and was promised the CFO. And the lady did not get that CFO. And there was change of governors and change of governors. Up to today, this individual did not get that. So I understand what you're saying, but the way that Wike presented this, that's not a way for somebody that has a human nature will behave. What I'm saying to you is that he can destroy whatever he wants to destroy, but you must be compassionate to human beings. They did not know, they made a mistake. Some of us that are here in diaspora, sometimes we want to buy something, we go to Nigeria and somebody, agents or whoever, will say to you, this is the land, this is where, and then you pay your money because you want to get the land. All right? And so is it that individual's fault? All I'm saying here, I'm not saying that Wike shouldn't destroy whatever that he needs to destroy, but he must come with compassion to the people. Okay, you have a woman.
Sorry, madam. We're forgetting something here.
Yeah.
This is this man's personality. Each personality, I will not deliver something the way electricity will deliver it. I will not. Okay, just like Shoma now, she's talking. I can see her now in flesh and blood. But when she's in the comment section, she's a keyboard warrior, man. You'll be thinking, oh my God, this woman can eat off your head. See, there are different personalities. This is just his personality. I'm judging him on what is manifesto right now. So the other part is he's turned my head. Yeah, he's got 50% of me. Now the other part for me is if he delivers unbiased, I'll give him everything. I'm not into all these party thing and all that. Although I'm obedient for me is not a political. It's just a movement. It's a school of thought for me. Yeah, I don't carry an LP card. I don't intend to carry. I'm not a politician. I don't intend to get into politics. Okay, but it just so we forget that Wike will always be Wike. That's just the thing. We don't know him. All this.
Also, Tom, I'm somebody I also don't do party rubbish. If tomorrow Obi does something wrong, I'll be the first person to criticize him.
Yeah.
I don't do that. In this platform, I've said that I have a son in my life. If my son does something wrong, I'm not going to cover it. Period. I'm going to tell him what you did is wrong. So all I'm saying here is that what if he said that even people who are selling things put an umbrella and start selling things. When you go to New York here, people sell foods in front of the NYU building here in Manhattan. People put a food truck and they sell food to the employees and to everybody. People put umbrella and they sell their ice cream. Okay. They use permission. They get a license from New York City to do all that. So
same thing here in London as well.
He needs to plan, but not to come and say, "How demolish it."
Yeah, but it's not the same. But it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing as people building structures on where has been assigned for a park, or people building structure under high tension wires.
But somebody sold his land to them. They didn't just wake up from the.
Can I weigh in on this? I want to lean a little bit more towards Madam Nelly. I want to differ not just a bit, but in somewhat way from Chioma and Tone, in the sense that Wike is a lawyer. I will start by saying Wike is a lawyer by training, by profession. He doesn't need to come and enact any new law or new ways or doing or restructure or building up Abuja, making it the kind of city that it should be. There are city laws, there are regulations that are laid down already for Abuja as a capital, federal capital territory. He wants to make sure that whatever is executing it in accordance with the law. He's not using personal vendetta. I mean, it would only be in a banana republic that you would say because your opponent or somebody is a member of the opposition political party and you want to witch on them, by bringing down their structure or using the law and interpreting it in the other way around. So I would say it should follow the rule of law. There are laws that are laid down already. It should be seen to be doing that and should be seen to be fair. If anybody has built on any illegal structure, they should be treated with human decency. Don't just come with police or riot police and make them homeless. Write them, compensate them if it was the federal capital territory that issued them the papers in the first place. Compensate them because the government's fault. People were representing the government that issued these papers, and if they were done legally, they should be compensated. And if these people didn't do their job the way they should be done, they should be brought to book. That is that. But I also want to say that I don't know. I'm a bit kind of worried because I don't want to go all the way back to the old Nigerian standard, old era, the Awolowo, Albani Koku, or Tafa Balewa era. I want to move away far from that era, and I want to come to the modern era where you have Peter Obi. We are portraying Peter Obi as an example, and then you are throwing up Obi, you are throwing up Wike. This guy has allegations against him. Billions of monies were allocated monthly for the last 8 years that he was governor. How much did he spend in building roads, in building bridges? How much did he pocket? Has it been investigated? Have these allegations been looked into? You understand? Now he's minister of the federal capital territory. How much of the budget or the allowance given to the Abuja capital territory will be used to prosecute budgets? How much is going to go into his pocket? See, all these habits follow people wherever you go. They follow you. You're a crook, you're a crook. Don't come and say, oh, he built bridges. That money that he stole, that he pocketed in form of contracts or whatever, can still, the work of development is never finished. Never finished. We keep making progress. We are competing against cities, modern cities of the world. We want to catch up with them. We want to move away from being a developing state. Don't give room. Don't come and say, what are we talking about? Don't come and say, oh, he tried. He tried what? Build bridges, build that, build this. How much of the money did he pocket for the last 8 years? Was it his money? These are taxpayers' money.
So Olumide,
Yes.
what you and the other speaker, the auntie was saying earlier, are you saying that if you're the FCT minister, you will come and say, please, you people that have built illegal structure, please come and carry your structure. It's not meant to be that way. Do you think they will listen?
Well, they can. I'm not saying don't.
May I interject, gentlemen? May I interject? Let's the issue of Wike, I don't think we should overflog it because the purpose is to look at comment. There are so much comment here. We must not overflog it. But what I would say in respect to Tone, in respect to our personality, we have to do right. We still have to do right by each other. Regardless of our personality, we have to do right. Let's say I'm an high-tempered, I'm an angry person, and this and that. I still have to do right by you and say, listen, I can't do this because of I'm high-tempered. I will now come and slap you, or I mean, it will result. It will be. I mean, that's an assault. So yes, that's my personality. I can. So we have to put that into the equation as well too. So someone asks a question: why, in the first place, must that land be allocated to them? And if you are going to demolish it, particularly if it's being claimed that it's government land, then you have to compensate them or investigate how the land was sold and bring those people who sold it to the books. So we're talking
Electricity,
about
from my
fairness.
electricity, from my experience, yeah, most people that purchase such properties are aware at some point in time during the process of acquisition that this thing is Igetasibi. They are
Okay.
aware, and just because of
We
the system is so corrupt, they
yeah.
will say, "Ah, no worry," that they will slide with it. So if I had slid with it, I'll be having sweaty nights right now.
Okay.
That listen, my
Thank God.
my my property will be earmarked for demolition by now.
Like what Madam Nelly said, thank God that you escape it. Chama, there is a question. I left that question for you. So can you please weigh in on that question, Chama? Are you not worried for the type of development our lenders project to us, and you knew the money was not theirs, it is ours? Money, as water being restored, I meant pipe bone water in Port Harcourt. Can you weigh in on that, please, if you don't mind, Chama? Thank you.
The thing is, I'm not from Port Harcourt. Um, I just know that Wike has been doing something continuously with the other politicians. So, but I don't really know what's going on with the pipe phone water this person is referring to.
Yeah, but pipe bone water, just normal water coming into your house. Is there like you have water where you are running into your house right now?
Yes.
Come again, Chama.
Yes, I have running water, of course.
Yeah, so do they have the same thing in Port Harcourt?
I'm not sure. Maybe they do. I don't know.
Okay.
Let me
I've
ask you,
never
have
come
you
across
have you been to Port Harcourt?
No.
Okay.
So one is curious. I am curious, Choma. You've not been to Port Harcourt, okay, but you weigh heavily. Don't let me use the word heavily. That would not be fair. But you kind of align to Wike in a sense. What gave you that spirit of confidence to defend Wike the way you are defending him?
I'm not. You have to get this right. I'm not defending Wike heavily. I'm only saying all these things based on what the media and the people are saying. People in Rivers, they speak highly of him, they respect him, and they think he's a good governor. Despite him rigging the election, he's doing something in that state. And we have to acknowledge it, whether you like it or not. We have to acknowledge something that he's doing. You
But
understand?
Chama, what about the money where they chop? What are we going to do with that one?
I mean, that's his paycheck. I mean, he's getting paid, is he not?
He's getting paid his salary, but I'm saying, what about the illegal kickbacks? What about the contract inflation, the allegations that some
Well,
of the state's money is going into private pockets?
he has something to show for the funds he's receiving. Okay.
All right. I think what Yoma is saying in a nutshell is that the bridges and the road Wicked did is it has something to show. Unlike Chama, I stand to be corrected. I'm trying to summarize it.
Chama, if
Unlike
not so Nigeria go be, me say
hold
that
on
they
one
come
second.
up and chop my own.
Olumide, can you
And they come
please?
up and chop my own.
Olumide, please.
Sorry.
This is for those in the comment section, please. I will really appreciate that. Let me summarize what you're saying. That yes, to you, Wike did something. Other governors or other folks did not do anything or up to what Wike did. Would that be correct? All right.
Exactly. Yes.
Thank you very much. To those on the panel, the section, this segment is we weigh in on those. We weigh in on comments that are highlighted. I'm going to highlight the comments, and it's not the usual debate or discussion that we normally have. Is strictly dedicated to those in the comment section that we often, let me say, we don't, or we ignore. So it started last week, and we will continue. Madam Nelly and a man of prestige was able to bring this into a different perspective for me, which I encourage, which I'm taking on. So whatever we're doing here, the focus is on those on the comment section. I'm going to highlight their comments. Or if, for those of you who are joining, Jagun and Isimiri and Dan, I don't know if you've been watching in the background. If you want to weigh in on anything that has been highlighted or said in the comment section, then that's fair enough. I'll give you the platform. But before I go, I need to take some comments, please. Before I yield the floor to you. Provide triggers evolution stated, I don't know, something this is blocking this, what I'm reading. So yeah, the problem is that what is being defined as intellectual is often Eurocentric. That's why you cannot serve the interests of a nation, let alone a continent. Remix went further to say, in saying that, come on, Leo, at Remix, Leo, no, Tone, it has to start somewhere. It cannot do everything at the same time, okay? We'll get that clear. Remix went further to say, Tone, my system is a little bit slow. Apologies for that. Come on, don't let me down now. You're doing well since. Tony should have started with good health care, good public schools, water, and transportation. Now, for those of you joining, it's similarly Dan and Jago. I think Jago came in first. The issue is the topic is should appointment not be based on competence rather than ethnicity. Now, Wike has taken the center stage thanks to Chioma, who brought Wike up. So we will thank her for that. And she has helped this. So Wike built bridges. Someone said it should have started with good health care, good public schools, water, and transportation. Tone, do you agree? I mean, Mr. Jagun, do you agree with that? I think you're muted. Can you unmute yourself, Jagun? I don't. We can't hear you, Jagun.
Sorry. I thank you all for your patience and for the conversation, no doubt. Totally. My thoughts on, public office should be one not of ethnicity, but one of ethics. I don't see anything ethical about Wike. I don't even understand how anybody can support him. He's the most erratic, irrational individual that I can see on that whole list of appointees. I rather think also that the stance we take normally in our communication is on almost edifying or giving credence to a stolen election. And inasmuch, I think we as the people, we have to find some agreement somewhere. It weakens us, really, to be in any support of this present government. I understand that, lives have to move on and we have to work with what's on the ground. However, us working with what's on the ground is basically what we've done since the beginning. There is no rationale to working with a totally corrupt system. If we are to say we as individuals on this panel in the comment section are not corrupt ourselves, it seems to me, given the way we're communicating on this subject, that we have the leaders that we deserve, which is a poor statement for us as individuals. Who is Wike a lot. You know, he's a lawyer, for goodness sake. And I don't see anything about him that gives credence to his profession at all. We all know lawyers. We know what they're like, and they're nothing like Wiki. Nothing at all. It's not to say that they're good or bad, but normally they're quite cerebral. And I won't say that Wiki is the most cerebral individual that I've come across in Nigerian terms. There are so many others who are far more ethical, far more cerebral, and far more Nigerian in terms of they want better for the country. When we support people that largely are not of progress, I think we defeat ourselves, which is not a position that anyone should want to find themselves in. Why would you support Wicked Choma, to be honest? You know, I see a lot of your comments, and I don't really understand them because they seem to be more to bash people rather than to bring anything together. So if you're supporting Wiki, are you for or against the present government? That's my question.
Chama, a question has been thrown at you. Like I said, you threw the spine to the wheel, which is a good thing. It's encouraged. So you are now in the hot seat. So could you please answer the question, if you don't mind? Thank you.
I'm a big supporter for CTOB, you know, but when it comes to Wike, I'm only, you know, acknowledging that he has done something for Rivers. And many others agree with me, even though you don't see it, but, you know, others do. We can agree to disagree, but that's just how it is. He has done something. So you have to give him the chance. Let's see what he can do in Abuja. He has a passion for the work.
Okay.
Do you think he has passion for Nigeria's development? Do you think he has passion for Nigeria's development, or he has passion just to be in the position that he's in?
I mean, everyone has their own self-interest at heart at some point, but you can tell that he still has passion for Nigeria. Now,
Indeed, we have to agree to disagree.
Most of our politicians are corrupt indeed, but I can tell you that Wike has some passion for Nigeria.
Your voice is pretty low. I don't know if we can't hear you very well, or I can't.
Choma, do you mind speaking into the mic, please? Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So what were you saying?
Is he said he can't hear you very well. Do you mind speaking into the mic?
Choma, increase the volume on your device. I think it's low on your device.
Mm.
Okay, I did that.
Choma, can you apply the same passion you apply when you're on the comment section? You know, that forceful.
No, I cannot do that because I'm online. I cannot do that.
Okay, all right.
Of course you can. You're a strong woman.
All right. All right, go ahead. The floor is yours, Choma.
By the way, I still have the utmost respect for you, Electricity, despite the things I said to you, you know?
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to take some few comments just so I'm coming. Isimili said, Choma, Isimili said she came to say hi to you as so she's gone. She left a message for you in the private chat. So check the message in the private chat. I'd like to see if there's any other comment for that we can. Just give me 1 second, please. Come on, my system is it's slow. We live in diaspora, and we have our good projects spring up around us. The city wasn't expanded, so to say, Choma, Okay, that's the point the person is making. Who is this again? No, there's no 24 electricity, but I'm just playing the devil's Choma is gone. Now she says she's playing the devil's advocate. All right. No, there's no 24 electricity, but I'm just playing the devil's advocate. I really appreciate your clarification, Choma, if you are hearing in the background. So I am back in Wiki stance. That's done. No problem. We acknowledge that. My comment was directed at Chema, giving Wiki a free pass. Imao Wiki has been a tool used to destabilize the polity. It's not even certain which party it belongs to. I think this is an important point the person raised. I think it's highlighting what Jagun said and what most people have said here in respect to Wiki erratic behavior. So, does anyone wants to weigh in on that, or I should just to weigh in on that? Okay, Dan, you've not spoken. Apology, please forgive me. Dan, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Yeah, greetings to everybody. And I started watching you from the beginning, but I was busy, but I was listening. So I had pretty much what the argument has been. It's unfortunate the sister have disappeared, regards to her. But I wanted to just ask her. But before I say anything, is the system of Africa or system of Nigeria, which the rich or the criminals who claim to be the leaders has put us in. Let me tell you something. I'm a little musician, so I went to one part of Africa, West Africa, to make a show. So I met a guitarist. I told him what I want to do. So he said, I can get the band members together. So I agreed on what to pay. You understand? Knowing the condition of that country, I know that things are hard. So I provided for little feeding also, you understand? So that they can have something in their stomach before coming. But you cannot believe this. He brought me a lady singer to back me up in that little video I wanted to do. And out of the money I paid for him to give these poor people to do the job for me, this brother cut the money into two. You understand? And gave them half of it. But he will collect the full money from me and shared it. But the point I want to make with this comment is, so one day something happened, unfortunately, and he came very late. So one of the band members he brought told me, bros, can I give him little money to go and buy bread? I said, but what do you mean? I provided lunch for you guys to eat. You know what I mean? Could you believe that one of the girl they brought from me, who was a little bit closer to that guy, she became angry. Why should you tell this man what this brother is doing? At least he tried to give us a job to get some money. If you didn't give us money for food, you should bear that. You understand? So let me link it up with what the sister is saying about Wike now. Wike is doing a job he's supposed to do. First of all, this is he said he wants to serve Nigeria, for God's sake. Now you come to the power, you are doing your normal job. This is what your job is. You build a bridge, you don't build a bridge, this is your job. And then if he builds a bridge with 2 million, he will make a party with 10 million to tell us he has built a bridge, he has done his job. You understand? And then somebody will come and say, he have tried. At least we know he's not a good man, but he at least he built a bridge for us. What of those who doesn't build a bridge? So this is what I understand with the sister. And secondly, Wike is not it's an educated illiterate to me, if he was anything. Yeah, because his behavior, the way he talks to people, the way he behaves like somebody who is, you will not even believe he's gone to school at all.
He's a thug.
It's like a dog, You see, I hope he's not going to bring down those musicians to Abuja. When he build one road, he will cover the whole Abuja road with people singing with him. He's dancing on the stage. This is not what we want.
No.
It's because of how Nigeria is being built. People are suffering and still praising the people who put them in sufferation.
Absolutely.
You understand? So this is what I want to tell the sister there. You can say, well, he did 10% of his job. What of those people who did not even do nothing at all? We should remove that from our mind, you know.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Let me just keep listening for now.
Thank you very much. Chioma said no, we should not grill her with question. However, Chioma, Tone said something. Though Tone is the one that is supposed to answer this question. But however, Chioma, I'm gonna put you on the spot again. But before I put you on the spot, Tone, you said in the comment section, come on, for instance, space that has been earmarked for park garden has been sold off, turned to business premises. That is what he said. Now, the question is when these buildings were demolished, did Wike or whoever, I don't know, it could be another governor, did they turn it into what it was meant for originally?
Okay, you said when the structures has been, if after demolition, what they will do with it? Is that what you're saying?
No. You said for
Yes,
instance, space that has been
yes,
earmarked for park gardens has been sold
yes.
off, turned to business premises.
Premises, that's correct.
Now, when Wike demolished this building, despite not having, according to Madam Nelly, despite not compensating the people or prosecuting or bringing those who sold the land initially to the book, did it turn them to park and gardens?
Okay, let me just clarify something. My brother that just spoke. Sorry, if you can put on everybody's name. I can't see everybody's
Their
name.
name is there. I don't know why it's not showing. Maybe it's
Yeah,
my system. Dan.
yeah,
His name is Dan.
it's done.
Okay, Dan. Okay, hi Dan. Yeah, hi.
Uh,
I just wanted to clarify something. What's my school of thought on this matter is very similar to Chioma's school of thought, in the sense that we acknowledge that Wike is a crazy character, and we also acknowledge that he's corrupt. There's no doubt about that. But on this project that he's about to embark on, that is what we're saying that is a good starting point as a minister of FCT. But if he can do it without bias, I'm all for it. 200%. That's just what we're just simply saying. We're not saying that he's a PDP twerking for Tinubu, or he's whether he's meant to be there, he's not meant to be there. As we stand now, if any other minister should come up with something that makes sense, that's cerebral, I will clap for them. But that is not to forget that the mandate, like my brother said, Diago earlier, that the mandate has been stolen. It's still there. It doesn't shift that at all. It doesn't shift that focus at all. But for what Wike is about to do right now, because I've never seen any well, apart from El Rufai, everybody knows that one is a mental guy, yeah. But if he's going to see this through without, it will not be another avenue of getting to people that didn't vote for Tinubu. Fine, I'm fine by it. That's just what I'm standing on. It's just as simple as that. I don't care whether it's APC or PDP or whatever and all that. I don't care. If somebody that can come and start affecting a positive change in our country, that is the most important thing. After all, those people that were suffering on Peter Obi's popularity and LP, the obedient movement thing. After all, some of them started praising Tinubu when they got in there. That guy from Imo State that went on camera and started saying that Tinubu is the most brilliant thing that has ever happened to mankind since sliced bread was delivered. I just wonder, So that's the thing. If we get somebody, and we don't know, you see, a man's heart is different. See, these things that we do, like this program, I'm sure they watch it. How about if the man will shock all of us and turn around and be a different person? Now, as you're speaking to me now, how I was about 10, 15 years ago is not the same Tony. What I was when I was wearing a uniform is not. I mean, I can't be soft. I can't be soft as an officer. I have to be. You get me? I don't want to say something. It's that's just what it is. But deep down, I'm a gentleman. I will not hurt anybody for uh for um um for criminal intent and all that. No, but don't cross me, because when you cross me, you're going to see another part of me. That's just where I stand.
All right. Before, sorry.
Can I go ahead? Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Tone, I want to flip the question around. If you have knowledge, even in Port Harcourt, I read, I stand to be correct, that Wike did some demolition as well too. If I'm correct,
Yes, he did.
I stand to be
Yes, he did.
corrected.
Yes,
Now,
he did. Yeah.
let's say, for based on this same question, that the demolition is in respect, this place has been earmarked for park and gardens. Do you have any knowledge that after demolishing this place, he now set up or erected this park and gardens that were originally meant for it to be? If you have any knowledge of it. If you don't, you don't.
I do not know that much about the Port Harcourt politics. I don't know why he demolished those properties in Port Harcourt, whether they were under tension wire or whether they were earmarked for road. I do not know, so hence I can't comment.
All right, thank you. Before I come to Jaguar and man of Prestige, Chioma, would you want to weigh in on that? I know you've not been to Port Harcourt, you don't know much, but Wike is you're playing the devil's advocate, which I like that role. As a devil's advocate that you're playing, do you think Wike, after demolishing those structures, he now put it in the original state where, let's say, they're earmarked for park and gardens? Do you think he would do such a thing given to his personality?
100%. Because I feel like
100%.
Yeah, I feel like he might even have a presidential ambition in the future. So he wants to, show people like, hey, I did this, I did that. So he would definitely do that. Yeah.
Honestly, Joma, I think Wike is going to reach out to you, and this is a sense of humor, and he's gonna make you one of his advisor. And
PR.
No, I'm not.
PR guru.
I'm not a big supporter of Wike or anything like that.
Okay.
Let me come in.
Let me finish.
Go ahead, Joma.
Most of our politicians are indeed corrupt, okay? But I like to shine light when someone is doing something good. I don't like us to act like they're not doing anything at all. Just because of their personality. We have to acknowledge a good thing when we see it. That's what I mean.
I agree with that we acknowledge what good people do. However, in the context of Nigeria, I keep saying this, in the context of Nigeria, and when you see the suffering that people are going through at the moment, particularly after the removal of the fuel subsidy and the spiral downfall of the forex, it is very difficult. You will agree with me that it is very difficult for you to tell any Nigerian to say, "Oh, Wike built bridges, El-Rufai did this person did this," but the basic things that you and I are enjoying today, the privilege we have today, such as electricity, that makes you and I to stay here for hours, which Nigerians cannot afford, such as data, which we can do, such as education, good health, good roads, employment. Recently, GlaxoSmithKline is leaving Nigeria for whatever reasons. That would throw a lot of people into unemployment. So therefore, the bridges that Wike built in Rivers State, yes, people will acknowledge it. But at the end of the day, if you go and talk to them secretly, I can guarantee you, they will tell you it doesn't put food on our table.
I understand that, and you make sense, but we have to start from somewhere. You understand?
Please,
So,
if I may.
Okay,
Yes,
go ahead, Jago. Chema, I'll come back to you. 1 second.
no problem.
thank you. You see, I think we as Nigerians, as people, whilst I understand the spirit that Chioma comes in, it is important for us to acknowledge the good in our polity if we can find it. But we have to also appreciate history. You see, these are our leaders of today. This is why we have to have an historical perspective on what we're talking about. As you go back, you find that our leaders are far more cerebral than we are today, and I find that quite shocking. The Awolowas, the Ojukus, the what's this guy's name in the north? Our first president. You know, these people they were far ahead of where we are today in terms of mind. What Awolowo achieved in 5 years. I mean, imagine this: 400,000 children schooled for free in 10,000 schools that was built in basically a year and a half, and then the program went on. That is an accomplishment. We fail to recognize what we've already done. This is why we're clapping the hands of somebody who's building bridges to nowhere. Where's he building bridges to? I'm also somebody who looks really carefully at the infrastructures, the infrastructure plans that we have across Nigeria, and some of them are spectacular. You'll think Nigeria is going somewhere, but it's difficult to see these things on the ground. Again, I'm not a young man. I may be young-spirited, but I'm not a young man. And in as much, I've been to Port Harcourt a few times. This place used to be called the Garden City, and indeed, it was a beautiful place, a garden city. I remember again. This is in the 70s when I used to go in there. Now, in the late 80s, coming into the 90s, I went there. The place is awful. It's awful. Not just the infrastructure, but the people themselves. This is an area where you would see real sickness on the streets. You'll see people suffering from all kinds of what do you call it? Deficiencies in terms of nutrition, where they are living in oil polluted areas. Why isn't there anything going into the cleaning up of all our waterways that are totally polluted? Coming from Ondo State, Akure was another place. Akure in the 70s, the place was beautiful, man. But today, Akure is not what it was at all. So we all know on the panel that largely there has been devastation because of lack of maintenance. So we're just progressively getting worse. Now, I'm just putting to the whole panel that I think we already know. This group of people that we have as governing individuals or governing entrepreneurs at the moment, they're not going to do the job for us. They are not going to do the job for us. Tinubu is just talking waff all the time. He's not really, I don't know why, they'll praise Tinubu for making Lagos great. Lagos isn't great. Lagos is a dump. We all know that. There's one or two places that you can satisfy yourself in. These places are extremely small. Half a mile. You're talking about square miles of Lagos, which is quite a large. Lagos is bigger than London as an entity. You understand? However, we're talking about square mileage, Ikoyi, VI, Lekki, that have some semblance of understanding where we can look and say, oh, that's quite nice. Everywhere else is a dump. It seems to me that we're accepting the fact that a dump is good for us. The dump is only going to get worse. It's not going to get any better. I mean, if we look at the whole polity of the country, we have massive problems that aren't being attacked, that they're not being seen to. They're being overlooked and brushed under the carpet. And this is what's going on. So, you know, somebody making a statement without actually having done anything, that shouldn't count for anything for any of us. It shouldn't, because it doesn't make any sense. I think we accept too little. We accept too little. So therefore, it's almost as though to say we deserve the leaders we have. We deserve what we are going through. We're going through hell. It doesn't matter if you're in Nigeria or outside of Nigeria. As a Nigerian, we're going through hell.
And I want to say again,
if I may finish, sir. If you look at the diaspora, most of us either have to separate ourselves mentally from Nigeria in order not to be impacted by what's going on in the ground. But most of us who have heart for Nigeria, we can't separate ourselves. We can't. So the pain they're feeling on the ground there, we are feeling out here. The only people I see that do good for Nigeria are those who aren't in politics, sportsmen, the artists, you know, the writers, you know, those real professionals that are staying true to their trade. Those are the only people that give us any sense of pride. Everything else is awful. I don't know how we can support anything from. It's frustrating to me. I'm sorry.
And to buttress your point, Jago, that we kind of hero worshipped these guys far too much. Their governors, we copy this democracy without really understanding what this democracy is about. These guys are meant to serve us. They're not there to be gods, to lord their ways or things, their ways of doing things over us. They're meant to serve us. You're not there to go there and pocket money and get contract. You're supposed to create a system of wealth and processes for the people. And then you can, when you're done serving as governor for 8 years, you can then go into private practice and benefit from that good system that you created. You can be a consultant, you can be this, you can be that, you can go into private practice. You don't stay in government and make money from government and do one silly project, and then you say you've done a project, and then you pocket 90% of the money. It is the same. It's not just weekend. It is the same for all the 36 states.
Okay.
All right. Hold on 1 second. You will come in. I need to apologize for those in the comment section. There are a lot of comments in, but my systems has frozen, so I can't even scroll up and down. I can't mute anybody. So I really don't. I don't know if you are hearing me, but I believe you are hearing me. So I really don't know why. So it's just decide to. So what we're going to do is this, because I can't highlight the comment there, which is the primary purpose for us being here to weigh into it. I will give everyone this is 2 hours 32 on the platform to give their closing submission. I will make this part 1. Next week we'll come back again. For those of you in the comment section, please do accept my sincere apology. My system somehow has frozen on me. I really don't understand. So I cannot scroll up. I cannot even highlight. If you notice, for some time it's just been acting up. So maybe I need to upgrade. We shall see. But before then, Madam Nelly, I took your point on board. You have my number, so we'll talk more on that and see how we can work on that, or meeting in person or whatever it is. So I'm going to start with Madam Nelly, then I'll go with the ladies first. Madam Nelly, then Chioma, then we'll now go to Man of Prestige, Dan, Ton, Olumide, and Jagun. I sincerely apologize for this technical issue I am having. So, Madam Nelly, the floor is yours, please. Thank you.
Okay, if we're rounding up, what I want to say...
Sorry, Olumide, can you mute, please? We've lost Chioma. Chioma is gone. So
what I want to say, at least with the topic that we started with, my take is that competency and integrity must go hand in hand. It cannot just be competency. It has to go with integrity. And then to reply to my brother Tone, I'm not saying that, I don't know, maybe you have your facts and figure that each and every house that Wike is going to demolish, that all the people that bought those houses, they knew that it was a wrong business before they bought the houses. I'm not sure. Maybe you have the data to conclude that. But at the same time, all I'm saying is that we are dealing with human beings. And a leader should at least send out notice to these people and say to them, because of this, because of this, because of this, this is why this house cannot be here. And then give them time and at least hear them out. Did they know or didn't they know? And also find out who are these people that sold these lands to them. I think all I'm asking is that as a leader, we must always understand that we are serving the people and we must treat people with humanity. That's all I'm saying. But again, I don't think I'm somebody who is going to want to shake hands with Wike or anybody like him. I've always maintained that Tinubu is not somebody that I need to reckon with. And because if somebody is not honest, everybody that he's surrounding himself with, they are not honest either. And before this panel started, I'm not sure because these days I don't know when it's a fake video and when it's not a fake video. I saw a video that somebody was saying that Emefiele is confessing and that Lawal, the former Senate person, that they have a way of channeling money. And on the two people that this individual highlighted, both of them have left Nigeria to Europe.
Wow.
And there you go. You know, again, I just typed in the chat, I said, we must master our mind and not allow our mind to master us, because the mind is a fickle thing and we change all the time. So we must all learn to always have integrity in whatever we are doing, always learn to stand up for justice at all time, regardless. So whatever any of these people are doing in Nigeria, they should always think about humanity. In Ekiti or Osun State, where they were throwing bags of rice, you didn't ask them, do any old woman, old man, do they have arthritis? And you're throwing this bag of rice like they're animals. They are not animals, they are human beings. And that stupid rice we are throwing on them is their money. You could have said to people, we're going to give you a bag of rice. I need you, everybody, to stand on 2 straight lines or 3 straight lines rather than throwing. I mean, they're human beings. That's what I'm saying. You know, and let's all learn that people are human beings. Even if you're a rich man and people come to your house to beg you money, still treat them like a human being. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you very much. Before I come to you, man of President, we've lost Choma. I think there's a miracle. Let me see if it's really working. I will just fly through this. At Tonso, demolition of building is now more important than good health care, good public schools, water, and transportation. You don't have to rest, but I just want to fly through this comment. Then I will yield the floor. From his antecedent, nothing good can come from him. We don't hold our leaders to account. That is correct. With what he gets, Rivers should rival the likes of Dubai. Where does the fund goes to? That's another question. Another good question. We'll take all this next week, but let me just add, Tinubu is the governor of Abuja, and Wike eyes is on. Tinubu is the president, not God, and Wike is eyes of Tinubu in Abuja, not the Minister of Health and Transportation. Someone said, let's see if this thing's gonna work. Okay, now miracle is started. Thank you for that, Madam Mitchell update. We appreciate. Okay, you're welcome. AI is toxic. Period. AI went further to say, come on, don't let me. But I think he done well for his people also. Okay, that's an argument, a fair argument. Okay, I'm just trying to honor those in the comment section. Then I will yield the floor to you guys. Okay, it's frozen back again. Hello, Ella. Good to finally have Chema on the panel. We now know she's not Kulata. I don't know. I don't know what that person. I don't know what that person meant. Chema is irresistible. Now she will gather more male suitors.
Simple.
In my opinion, I almost wanted to say, Tone, don't take it personal. I almost wanted to say Tone is selling his CV to Chioma. I honestly speaking, because his tone changes when it's mentioned.
It's not easy.
Electricity. I'm a young man, you know. So it's
red-blooded. Now, so
yeah, man.
People like weekday is why we are having coup in Africa and corrupt and toxic. And Choma, that position is not right. He had enough resources to do more. Okay. Eddie Show said, come on, this thing don't.
Make you just read them now.
Eddie, come and see where he said now. Okay, I will just fly through it without highlighting it. So I apologize again to those in the comment section. This says, Dave, Umaya is the best performing governor in Nigeria. Buhari already stamped him. You can't take that from Umaya. Hello, Achoma, good to see you come on the platform. And I just dropped by quickly. Okay, so we have digressed from the topic. Should appointment not be based on competence rather than ethnicity? I don't think we did digress, but this is going to be part 1. I will do part 2 next week. I am looking forward to seeing Wiki now. Okay, as for Wiki, I will skip by all Wiki comments. I agree with Madam Nelly. Some of us have experienced it many times. Purchase land legally from FCT, FCDA, Abuja, we see offer, and where there's no change of government, and where there's change of government, suddenly your legal documents becomes illegal. We will touch on this one next week. Could have meant leaders and not lenders. Flyovers is all you need to score a governor. Okay. Those of you in the comment section, listen, I'm going to go through your comments after this program, and we'll talk about it next week. So I'm going to yield the floor to Man of Prestige. I will take turn as long as you want. I mean, present your closing argument. Then I'll bring the broadcast to a close. Thank you very much. Once again, my apologies for this technical glitch. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to start my comment with this, that what we are saying here, I mean, we have a good conversation today, but I'm going to begin that, when we make a commentary, our narrative tend to be very sentimental. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's sentiment in certain area. Of course, I am, some of us are here, pushing against Chioma. What he said is, that's her own sentiment. I mean, no quarrel with it, but I give her, I commend her for, letting us expand on that particular topic, because it has generated a lot of conversation, because she interjected and gave her own perspective. I mean, there's nothing wrong in that regard. So that's a good thing. So having said that, let me start with, before I go back to Wiki, what my brother here, Jagu, said about the achievement of Awolowo. From what I read, I wasn't very conversant during his time, about what he did. But from what I read that he did, he probably was the best politician, that ever come out of Nigeria. What his achievement? Where did he get his, where did he get his finances, IGR from? Which has internet generated revenue. It's from cocoa, from the Southwest. That's where he get that money from, and a little bit of money that he borrowed. But look at what he done. Nobody has ever done what he has done in Nigeria.
Nobody.
He has the greatest achievement. Let's be very factual on that. So when we are coming here praising some of our governors and some of our presidents or whatever for a mediocre achievement, like they did something. They didn't do something. If you want to compare a benchmark for you to compare anybody or whatever politician we have in Nigeria should be Awolowo by no doubt. And in my own opinion, nobody has even performed 20% of what he did. Not even close. I mean, sometimes it kind of baffle me. Maybe I'm in USA where everything is just, I'm not saying they're not corrupt here, but at least we see what they do. We hold our local government accountable. We go to meeting and everybody, the road where I live here is very impeccable, like I properly stated earlier. That is the least of expected of our governor. Road, infrastructure, and everything. But when we're in Nigeria, they're using our money to build all those things and we're commending them like they have done everything. The most important thing is about human capital development. So let me pivot back to Port Harcourt. Everybody, some people here, are commending that Wike has done that. Yeah, look at the IGR of Port Harcourt, of River State. After Lagos, they have the most internal generated revenue. And Wike is using, I don't know how many percentage of that to buffoon people here. People think, yeah, I've been to Port Harcourt. I was there for 2 weeks in December, It's okay, maybe better than where I come, Imo State, which is okay, where but the kind of money that is being generated in that area, those 12 flyover, that's what he claimed because he's made that comment about 2 days ago that he built not one, not two, not three. He didn't just start saying, I built 12 flyover, but the final point he was trying to make, he claimed that he built 12 flyover more than anybody else. So what is flyover doing for people over there, What is the human capital development besides building flyover?
Absolutely.
People are still hungry. People in River State are still as poor as any other place. Even in Bonny State, that is the poorest state, and Castina. There are still a lot of people are still living in that place as poor as other people. He hasn't done nothing. In my own opinion, this is my own opinion, but you all can comment him about what he did. I'm basing him on how much money that that state generates. He hasn't done nothing, in my own opinion. Everything that he's done there is a mediocre, in my own point of view. There's pothole everywhere. You're going to see flyover. Maybe, I don't even consider that flyover. Maybe it's me now because I'm living in a way developed, area. You talking about compensation about, when you demolish people's houses. No. And that's the first statement about he made that he's going to come to Abuja and demolish houses, and put it the way he wanted. Look at his antecedent when it comes to demolition of property. About 100, there was a time he was trying to build what they call riverfront in Port Harcourt. He demolished about 1,000 families' houses. And without no compensation, no preparation was made. Say, if I demolish house, I'm going to keep you in shelter. Then before you find a place, people are outside crying. Go and read it. Over 1,000 people that he demolished his houses without compensating them. I don't know what was the final outcome, but at that particular time he did it. People was on the street crying. Some place called Oyibo, some place, that he did a lot of. I think that has to do with some politics, people supporting and the kind of something like that. He killed a lot of people, in that places. So I don't know why people are commending him. He just coming to Abuja to, to bamboozle people, because he has that kind of character, He likes to show in your face like I'm the best something. But in my own opinion, I'm not even against what he can do, appointing him a portfolio. That's Tinubu prerogative, appointing him as a minister. My main concern is not whether he's going to develop Abuja. I just feel like he doesn't have the portfolio, in where I'm coming from. Abuja doesn't need the so-called, bridges and infrastructure. They're probably the best, in terms of that. I'm coming from a different angle, he can't build the kind of character that Abuja need. When I'm saying Abuja, I'm talking about like Washington D.C. What is Washington D.C. known, for international, what they are known in terms of integrity, politics, and other kind of things. I don't think he's an autocrat in that regard. So that's the angle I'm coming about. I'm not kind of whether he's going to build something in Abuja or not. But anyway.
Thank you very much. Oh, sorry, you finished?
Yeah.
All right. Jagun, your turn. Then Dan and Ton. You're just joining, so you will summarize everything we've said. Your name is not reflected. You're showing here. the last man that just joined, but I will. So, Jagun, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. I must commend you, Electricity, on the way you've handled the show, and on the way you've brought the comments section to the panel. I think that's very good. It's been done before, and indeed, whilst I approve very highly of the way you've handled the show. Forefathers is still my favorite. Not really. Anyway, I'm only kidding. I think the questions we're asking now are really getting to the nub of where our communication should be going. You know, is it ethnicity or is it ethics? And it's got to be ethics. It doesn't. If we're going to say that we are Nigerians, if somebody from one tribe that nobody's ever heard of, remember, the people in Nigeria are many, and we on this panel, we don't even know every tribe that's in that Nigeria. But whatever obscure tribe that an individual may come from, if he or she is coming with gravitas, is coming with a template that makes sense, is coming with a wholesome understanding of what Nigeria is, what we want Nigeria to become, my vote is with that person. Hence, I'm not in Nigeria, so I didn't vote, which is a shame, because if I had a vote, it would have gone straight to Obi, straight, no mucking around. I'm not an evil person, and that has never mattered to me. What has mattered to me is the betterment of my people, because my belief is that our people are of the greatest on this planet. You know, I've searched, man. I've traveled. I've seen. There are few that can compare to us who call ourselves Nigerian. Few. While we're at the bottom of the stream, we have to understand it's been augmented, it's been illustrated, it's been planned. So we are actually at war with those who are planning against us. And my belief is that the tools that they are using on planning against us are in the Senate. They're in the government apparatus in our country. So therefore, we really need to fight back with a vengeance for our children, for our dignity, and for God. Because there's no way that God is looking at Nigeria and thinking, oh, that's how it should be. There's just no way. We all know that as believers or misbelievers. I don't know. But we know that what we have at hand is not where Nigeria should be in terms of where Nigeria began. So therefore, my thought process and my position, my argument to anybody on the panel, anybody in the comment section, is that it is important for us to understand where it is we are supposed to be. I think if we take that into consideration, where we're supposed to be, then we actually have somewhere, a direction to where we're going. Right now, there is no direction. We don't know where we're going. We're just dealing with the crumbs, and the crumbs are not going to build this house. They're just not. So my feeling is that Nigeria as a country should be nowhere, nothing less than the top 5 nations of this planet. Nothing less. That's where I see Nigeria. I see Nigeria really in the top 3, but let me be lenient, as you say, top 5. That's where we should be. So I'm hoping for the next discussion that we actually travel from this point. I think it's nice and short, this one, as opposed to those long 24-hour dealings that we do, which sometimes can be a waste of energy. But the 2-3 hours that we've been here right now, it's actually focused our attention and our minds to what it is in answering the question. So that's where I leave it, and I thank everybody very much.
Yeah, thank you, Jagun. Much appreciated. Yeah, we will take it up. We need to be positive and see what we have to do. I also want to thank Madam Nelly, a man of prestige. Initially, I thought only me can do this, but they helped me to understand that, okay, I can throw the questions to the panelists. I mean, I liked the comments and the panelists were on it, and it makes it even more interesting and less argumentative and less and we focus on the positive aspect. Mr. Dan, the floor is yours. Thank you again.
Yeah, big up electricity. I'm always lucky to be at home when you are online, moderating. It's nice. I like your style, because everybody goes to the point and there's not much rowdiness, It's like a good feeling all the time you come around. Anyway, to conclude, for me, Nigeria has a basic problem. We don't have I don't know. I'm not very educated guy. I struggled on myself to educate myself, so I might fall out of line sometimes. But I still remember a few things I learned when I was still studying. Nigeria doesn't have what they call scale of preferences. You see some people will come and tell you a man build a bridge, and then it will be a big thing for that person. Oh, if you see what that man they do here, bridge, ordinary bridge, man. When there are things that in the scale of preferences, there are things that are lot more important than a bridge, which that bridge they built is what they are supposed to do. You understand? It's not that they are giving us a favor. This is a what of something that was designed when that city was designed by the architects or by the town planners. So when somebody just do one thing, they say, that guy is a good guy, Forgetting the hospitals, forgetting those things that we enjoy here where I live, There are things you don't even worry about. When small thing disturb you, you just take your telephone. Even here these days, you don't need to go to hospital. They just do video chat with you, ask you your problem, Zoom you. If you have something they can check upon, and they treat you, prescribe something. You don't need to show up. This is where some countries have been to. But Nigeria, if you are sick, nobody helps you. And somebody is talking about breathing. You understand? And you can see another thing. We praise the people who put us down in Nigeria. You know what I mean? So revolution of the mind. Sometimes I've been calling it. This is the reason why I support people like Shore, Nnamdi Kanu. Because if you listen to them personally, forget about what they are fighting for, which we all know they are fighting for me and you. You understand? But Nigeria will put these people down because they say, oh boy, make the guy go line up. You think it's easy to be president, so go start for local government and all those type of things just to kill an idea. You see, Nigeria will praise the bad people, and it's like a mental slavery. We have been built like that to just stay on the line. At least he try, he do one thing. At least we see. Those are the things that bother my mind. You understand? And to conclude, we should see. Brother talked about Obafemi Awolowo. I was one of those who benefited from the schooling system. It was in my time. We were going to school without paying. Even books were given to us. But they destroyed it. These people who didn't like Nigerians to be educated, they destroyed everything and turned into private schools and things like that. So for me, when they don't, I just pray. My prayer for Nigeria is if Peter Obi and Alhaji Dati and their gang miraculously can come back to power, so that we can see with governance. People in power nowadays, they are not governing Nigeria. They came there through this Agboro system. You know what I mean? They are not governing Nigeria at all. This is my problem. There's nothing they are doing positively for Nigeria. You understand? They're just there. Oh, look at all our institutions destroyed. You go to any kind of government, something, nothing works. So for me, I joined this forum today because of people talking about Wike. He did this, he did that. And I hope you continue with this topic, at least this weekday's topic. I think it's more cool. The comments and the way people, it's not like the weekend. The weekend starts good with Rudolph, but when he leaves, it becomes a kind of another thing altogether. You just have to cope to manage to see. But this your section, electricity, please keep it going, keep going so that people will come in. It's like our brother said, it's short, but it's very meaningful sometimes, you know. And let me, before I go, Simile brought something up. You promised to look at it about what women want and things like that. I've been thinking that you should have put that in online one day so that the ladies will come in, and because you know, sometimes Africans don't know how to love. You know, they use their women as if it's just climb up and come down. So please don't keep that thing in mind. You know, keep that thing in mind. Thank you, guys.
Okay, Dan, thank you very much. Yes, we will run the program again, but I have to run it by Rudolph. We have to look at it in a way whereby we have a balanced topic. Everybody, some people will not feel they have been. So it definitely will go on. I will run it again, but maybe next month. But in respect to this comment segment only, I'm committed by the special grace of God to do it once in a week, and particularly to steady the minds. We have to steady the minds of Nigerians to act positively and the duties of the citizen to see if we can get it right. Tone, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, hi. Right, again, electricity, thank you very much for the way you've organized the session. It's been saying. I feel better now, actually, talking to you guys. Really family for me, you know, hearing Jago, Dan, you know, and yeah. So I feel a lot better, and you know, so maybe after this section, I'll go for a walk and get some air in my lungs. Yeah,
Good for
yeah.
you.
So the thing
Tone,
is,
before you continue, are you sure it's because of us or the heart emoji Chioma
okay.
sent to you?
Okay. Okay, we'll
He's
leave
done
it to
well,
our
though. He's
imagination.
done well with Chioma. She's a beautiful woman. Why not?
No,
Omo.
Choma is my very good friend. She's a good friend. Anyway, so the melting point here, basically, even we might talk this way and all that. We just desire our country to be better than what we're seeing right now. We just want to see something better. And that is why I am not saying that Wike is as an evil person or his antecedents. Yeah, yes, it is there. But I think what he's proposing to do, I stand by it completely. And that's just all I'm saying. I hear you, Madam Kelly, about Nelly, sorry, about what is that you could approach it differently. But this is just the man. The man is brash, you know. He's even when I'm sure sometimes he wants to talk gently, just like me. But his voice and all that is even just his voice is so shrill, you know, and it's just that. So I'm hoping, I'm praying, I'm hoping. You see, things happen, people, things happen. This guy could turn overnight, and something will happen to his heart, and he will change his attitude. Could even join the obedient movement. Who knows? You know, he might be repentant. So, but I'm just hoping. But the most important thing is that I'm just hoping that everybody, if we start working collaboratively, irrespective whether you're PDP, whether you're LP, and that our country is in a big mess. But it's high. I mean, this partisan thing is tearing us apart, and then the ethnicity thing is just tearing us apart. We just want something better for our country, you know. So that's just my take, really. So on that is why I'm just supporting him at this time. What his proposal at this time, that it's a good start. So that's it, really. You muted. Okay.
Oh yeah. Thanks very much, Ton. AY, you are the last. Let me say this. Sorry, before I come to you. I also benefited from that Jakonde free educations, free books. There was a time there was free medical in Lagos. There, I'm trying to remember the name of this hospital somewhere off Akerele. If I can't remember the name of the hospital, which I went to Jakonde school and government school, got free books, and so this thing is possible for
It's
us
off.
to
It's off
achieve.
Akirele. It's off. It's called Sulere Medical Center now. It's off
I think
Akirele.
so. Yes, off Akerele. When you go, I'm just trying to remember. I'm just trying to remember. Anyway, I benefited for it. It has nothing to do with tribe or ethnicity or anything. It's all about ethics, integrity, like what Jaguar and everyone has highlighted here. So, AY, you will have to round up the show for us. Sorry you came when we were closing, but we'll still let you stay round up for us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Electricity. Good afternoon, everyone. So I guess the topic of discussion is it should appointment not be based on competence rather than ethnicity, right? Yeah, so I would definitely choose competence any day. But however, the way Nigeria is structured now, Nigeria is a bit complicated. We have competent people all over the country. So when, for example, the president is giving out appointment, the appointment should reflect every region, to be honest. Because the way Nigeria is set up today, there is a lot of mistrust among the religious gangs, among the ethnic gangs. So what I think is best is you kind of like, okay, assuming for a ministerial position, the constitution provided for to have at least a minister from each state. We have competent people in every state. Look for that competent person. If it's, for example, it involve appointment that is gonna be reflecting like 6 people, you could say, okay, each geopolitical zone. So this is my own belief. I believe we have competent people in every state, in every local government, everywhere. Just look for competent people in such a way that it's going to reflect the country. Rather than, for example, if you go to the north, I choose, for example, say you need 30 ministers, I choose 25 ministers. That it doesn't make sense, even if they are all competent. Hopefully one day we'll get there where we'll be able to say, okay, we need the real competent, but we are not there yet. Let's get, for example, even if we get all the ministers from one state, even if we get the vice president and the president and the vice president from one state, then we can have it. But for now, I don't think we are ready for that. The other topic I heard you guys discuss, I think, is the weekday issue. So weekday be Minister of Abuja, FCT. I think he needs to tread carefully. To be honest, I personally believe FCT is completely different from Rivers. FCT is like a mini Nigeria. You are gonna deal with all people across the country. So you have to tread carefully. Yeah, nobody is saying don't do what is right. But what politicians do that I find very disgusting is target their opponent. For example, he's talking of how he's gonna demolish houses. If you want to do it like justly, you look at, okay, without targeting anybody, that's fine. I will support you. But don't do it like look for political opponents and start demolishing their houses, create a crisis. Don't do that. But when you do it, people see it as transparent. At least people will appreciate. In the end, like look at what El did in Abuja. Today, when he was doing that, I know a lot of cry, a lot of issues, but today Nigeria are happy, right? If you can do it justly, without really like be political, then we should be fine. So hopefully it's able to deliver. So in general, the trend of the country, Jagu said one thing. He said we don't have a direction, which I think is actually true. So the way the leaders are running the country, they just do it like try and error method. They just do stuff like, oh, let people see I'm making this decision. Just like what happened with the removal of subsidy, remove the unification of the Naira. Same thing, good idea, but no planning. So it is a big problem. Now you give it billions to governors. Why are you giving billions to governors? Most of the state, this money will not even get to the poor people. So for me, I would have advised the president, focus on electricity, focus on refineries, focus on manufacturing, focus on agriculture, focus. If I were the president, what I would be doing now is, I want Nigeria to have a database that is very genuine. Even if it's like we achieve it the next 1 year, have a database. If you want to use NIN, if you want to use BVN, get rid of one. Unify the numbers. Have a clean database that you can get to the people. Because right now you're giving money to the governors. Most of them, they will just get half of it if they like. Even if they are giving anything out, if the state is a PDP state, they look for party leaders, give them 1 naira. If you say PC, same thing. That is what goes on in Nigeria. So I would have actually seen a situation where the president is gonna focus on developing because you have to go to the root of the problem. We have problem right now. Build our refinery. Now, when you unify the Naira, the reason why you see the Naira is just like going down, because we don't have nothing to protect it. If we have refinery where we sell petroleum products, we are going to receive, we sell even our crude oil, we are going to receive dollars. You have manufacturing, focus on manufacturing, we don't have any reason to import, for example, agricultural produce. Don't ban it. Some of the stuff, like, even the for example, Inosi is there. Make it compulsory in the ministry. Hey, Inosi, listen. How many years warranty are you giving us? Make sure ministry, for a start, 50% of the cars are produced in Nigeria. Talk to Toyota. Toyota, listen, we have a big market. If you are not going to produce cars in Nigeria, assemble cars in Nigeria, we don't need Toyota here. You gotta talk tough. You gotta have a plan. So in such a way that you develop our economy. For example, the King of Saudi, the MBS. What MBS is doing now in Riyadh, Saudi have the biggest economy in Middle East. Right now, all the major contractors working in Saudi, you must bring your headquarters to Riyadh before you can even get any contract. So we have this capacity. Companies come, look at, for years, Shell are there, Chevron, they do what they like. No, because they don't understand what will I call it? They are not committed to the country. Instead for Shell, for example, say, okay, they're supposed to do project for the people, the area where they are working, spend 10 billion naira to do a contract. One chief preferred to collect 50 million naira, said, just go away. But you don't know what you are doing. You are damaging the future of the youth. You are doing a lot of damage, but you don't know, So the country, we need to have a direction. Another thing Nigeria needs is hope. Give people hope. When you have a master plan, say, listen, this is the focus. Our refinery must get up in the next 2 years. This is our focus. You start creating job. Our electricity, if you have to set up a very strong committee of engineer, of technocrat, people, managers. Let them be working on this stuff day and night. Give them mandate. We need at least in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years, let's have at least 75% of uninterrupted power supply. Let's start from there. You give them, increase the megawatt. You have a timeline. Put all the milestone. Let them work. But right now, what we are doing, we are just playing. How long are you going to share money? You give it 5 billion. Then next year, what again? You give another 5 billion? It's not going to work because the money will not get to the people even. So they should start deceiving us. They should have like a template and work seriously. If the president is ready, give the what's it called? Performance. What's it called? Performance. How are you going to measure the performance of the ministers? Give them milestone. Give them the things they want to achieve. When it's time, after 1 year, look at it. What have they done? What are they not doing? Sit down with them. Make sure they are doing it. Not, oh, it's my friend, it's from my place. The person is doing what it's like. Even if you give job to your brother, if it's your company, for example, just make sure he's doing the work. Nigeria will be happy. Make sure he's doing the work. Make sure things are going right, But politics, they do what they like. As long as you support them, no problem, it's my boy. So that's what you find. But hopefully we get it right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to thank everyone that have joined this discussion. Chime, I know you're in the background, backstage, but I will bring in the program to a close. I would like to thank those in the comment section. This program is dedicated to you and always will be dedicated to you. I apologize for the glitch in my system. If not, we would have continued. We'll still be going on. But it's better we bring it to an end, not overflog it. Next week, we'll be looking at maybe I'll come up with a different topic, but in a positive way where we steer each other's mind. Some of the things you said, AY, I think in my view is the citizens, we have to start to hold these people accountable and draw a timeline for them, particularly the ones we have power over, which is the Senate, the legislators, as enshrined in the Constitution. And maybe when we do that to them, they will now do that to the executive and say, you know what? Our people is putting fire on our bomb. So either we perform or we're going to go on a vote of no confidence on you. Then everybody will start to say, okay, we'll start to see the things change. We'll see how we get on. Again, I want to thank everyone. Chioma, if you're listening out there, you throw a spanner into the wheel, and we appreciate you more. And for those, if you priceless, I don't know why you didn't come, but I'll see you next time. So have a good night and a good week ahead, and God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Alexis. Bye.